Like that. Check.
Sale. Good? You comfortable?
Yeah.
Once you sit calm for a little bit, it'll get cooler in here.
Oh, that's cool, bro. I'm always fucking, even in the house with the AC, I'm fucking sweating balls.
I'm the same way. I run hot.
Dude.
Yeah, I get out the shower and I'm like, fuck, I'm hot.
Like steaming.
My girl's like, baby, you just got out the shower.
Where were we? And I was sweating. Now, dude, I was so embarrassed because it was during the winter and we were in the outside event and I was sweating. But you know when you start sweating, that word like that football sweat where you start like steaming, and my head started steaming and Paul looks over and she was like, "What the fuck?
Are you mad?"
She's like, "You're thinking too hard."
Fucking no, overdrive.
Yeah, and I always have a sweat rag, and I was like, "Wait, no, mames, I'm fucking embarrassed."
I always carry one too. Fuck it,
it's a big boy thing.
Big boy things.
And then I put my hat on, and it's still like, and I was like, "Hey!" And then I started sweating even more because I started getting nervous, and I'm conscious about the fact, you know. So it's just one thing just trickled to another. We
had to fucking walk across the border. Mm-hmm. My sister at Sentry, she's like, "You guys get off. We'll wait for you on the other side." I don't know. Have you walked across lately? It's like a walk.
Yeah.
Like
so
it's
like walked into TJ or walked out?
I walked back in the US.
Oh no, I haven't walked back. I walked in and then
even walking in,
it's a mission now.
It's a mission now. Well, walking like to the line is like a mission too. And it was like summer. It was like a warm night, and I'm fucking already hot and sweaty. And we get up to the thing, and he looks at me. He's like, "You okay?" I was like, it's a big boy thing, bro. He's just laughing. He's like, all right.
Yeah, so you wouldn't understand.
In any other situation, I look guilty as fuck of something.
Yeah. You looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah. We talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we in front. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Get into that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on. Been in the field playing, we work.
Welcome back, Barbershop Confidential, the podcast, your boy Jonah. Today we have Vive Con Huevos' very own Mario.
What's up, my man? Thank you so much for having me.
No, I appreciate you coming.
Sorry, I postponed you like 3 times.
Like 3-4 times.
So yeah, it's no wonder people hate Salvadorians, bro.
I was even writing it in my notes like, he doesn't like me.
in your little burn book?
In my burn book. He's an ugly Salvadorian.
Fucking pupusas.
What's up, man? Nice to have you on, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, bro.
I was on yours. Like almost.
I think it was around
before
Christmas time.
Yeah, before Christmas.
Because I made you bring the Christmas hat for nothing.
Yeah. It was like, so I was like, should I take a hat? And then y'all bring a Christmas hat. I was like, all right, cool. You know, the hat, you know, we feel more comfortable because I got the big old forehead. So I was like, and then you're like, nah. And I was like, bitch. I gotta go raw.
The hat is a comfort thing, though. I was telling Paulina, my fiance, I was like, I don't think I've done a podcast, or maybe I've only done like one podcast without a hat. And then, but we wear the headphones. Yeah. So like, I don't want to mess up my hair, or I don't want it to look like the bulk and then it's flat and then the bulk again. Especially because my camera angles are sideways on the side. I got that side profile. Yeah. So I just don't want it to look weird. But it is a comfort thing though. Now when I don't wear one on a podcast, like I feel off.
I did one and then we were talking. I didn't even pay attention. Yeah. And then I went like this and I was like, oh fuck. And the 2 guys, they were like, hey, yeah, we were gonna say, how come you're not wearing a hat? And I was like, hold up. And he was in the middle of him talking. I got up and grabbed my hat.
So pause. Quick pause.
No pause. Fuck that. Keep going. No, but thank you, man. Vive Con Huevos is your podcast. It started off as a clothing brand, right?
It did. Yeah. Back in 2020.
During COVID.
During COVID. I think that's when like a lot of people's like started doing a lot more creative things. Yeah. So back in 2020. So I had a acai bowl place, and if you're local here in San Diego, it was in the Otay Ranch Mall. And
you had an acai bowl place?
Yeah, so it was a superfood cafe. So we sold like acai bowls, smoothies, all that healthy shit, all the shit that I should be eating, but I don't. So we had that for a while, and then
by you mean like your family?
Me and my dad, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
So we closed that during COVID. Long story short, there was just like we didn't agree with the mall at one point when we were renewing our lease. Now some shady shit happened. We're like, nah, fuck you guys. So we like dipped out. And then after that, like low-key, I didn't really have nothing to do. I was kind of like in a downward spiral in my life.
Picked up crack and all that.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I mean, these are dentures. The Hawk Tua, bro, would have been clean.
Closed mouth.
And then Vive Con Huevos Vive Con Huevos actually was on my bio of my Instagram, of my personal
like just
Instagram.
the saying.
Yeah, it was just the saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know. If people have asked me before, like, how I came up with it, and I was like, honestly, like, it was on my bio for the longest time. I don't know how I got it, where the idea came actually from. It was just there. And when we closed down the business, like, I was kind of depressed for a while. And I was stalking myself because I like to like archive pictures every now and then.
You go through mood swings?
Yeah, I go through mood swings, bro. That's how you know I'm in a shitty mood, is when I start archiving shit. I'm like a chick girl.
I didn't like this outfit.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
I'll change my profile picture too. I was like, I'm in a bad mood today, so she knows I'm gonna change my profile picture.
Take her out of it.
Yeah. So I'm like stalking myself, and I'm like, oh, you know what, Vive Con Huevos, that's pretty dope. And at that point, it just kind of clicked. I was like, that's a sick ass like saying, that's a sick brand, like, yeah. And the idea of it becoming a merch brand just kind of emerged from there.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a clothing brand. I thought it was like, because I think I came across you guys like when it was already a podcast. I was like, that's a dope ass name.
Yeah,
very like Latino based.
Yeah.
Podcast and shit.
Yeah. And honestly, like it's been taking off. We're actually gonna revamp the merch probably in the next month or so. Because so many people like DM me for merch. I mean, it's like a lot of people are like, hey, I need a shirt.
I mean, just the name alone.
Yeah, no, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's funny because it comes across as like motivational, but when I tell people, they kind of like chuckle. So I was like, oh, Vive Con Huevos, that's funny. So it's pretty sick, bro. I remember like the first time I ever saw somebody wear merch that wasn't like our friends. Like, I just felt so cool, like seeing somebody wearing something that you did.
Yeah, I used to have a clothing brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty dope to see people like rock it.
Yeah.
Like,
what was it?
It was called Creative Threads.
Okay. Yeah. I think I've seen it.
It started off because I'm a photographer too.
Yeah.
It was Jonah Creates, and then my homie was like, "Nah, bro, you should make it like that's too like specific to you. You should like, you know, make it more vague." And I was like, and I came up with Creative Threads, and I had a few drops. I was never really into it though. It was,
you know what? It's hard.
It's hard to like stick to clothing and shit.
Yeah, it is really hard, and that's one of the reasons I kind of stopped the clothing brand too, because I'm also not a graphic designer. Yeah. So you can only get away with slapping the logo on a shirt so many times without like changing up the design. Yeah. So I was like, it's kind of getting kind of boring, you know, and then having to pay a graphic designer, and then like, you know, every other graphic designer, they'll give you a certain amount of edits, but then after a certain amount, they'll start charging you more. So then it just kind of adds up. And then once you turn that into the printing company, then they charge you for a design fee or a setup fee every single time. So it just adds up after a while. I was like, you know what? And then the taxes too. Yeah.
And then if you're not doing like pre-orders. Like I wouldn't do that. So I would like go and make a certain amount and be like, hopefully they sell out. And then I'd be sitting on a shitload of fucking merch. And
from 2020, I think we still have some sweaters.
See?
Yeah, just sitting there. And Paulina gets mad at me all the fucking time. She's like, yeah, tienes que vender esto. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
At this point, you should be giving it to your guests.
Yeah, we have been.
Oh, yeah.
We have been. And like now it's like the awkward sizes, like the extra small, like the 5XL, like the ones that's like, I know like maybe 2 people that this is going to fit. And they already have gear.
I got to the point where I had so much that I had like a cousin come down from Mexico, and he's like, "Hey, I like your clothing." He's like, "Let me buy it off you so I can sell it in Mexico." I was like, "Bro, I'll fucking give this shit to you,
it's like, fucking don't even profit. Don't give me the profit.
Just get it out of my closet, please, bro."
Yeah, but now we want to start revamping the merch. Now that there's a little bit more of like a brand recognition, then it's just like I just feel
because now it's like, oh, the podcast, and not just like, oh, it's the clothing brand and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope. I like it, dude. You guys have you've been adding to like the cast. First, it was just you and
First, it was just me. Like when I first started, I think only the first 2 episodes is just me.
By yourself?
No, with the guest.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, me and the guest. I have never done a solo podcast. I feel like it's awkward. I feel like it's so awkward. I've seen other podcasters do it, and I'm like, I can't just sit there and talk to myself. Yeah, no. I feel like I'd go a little crazy.
I need somebody to give me some feedback.
Yeah, like something to bounce off of. Like if it's just by myself, I just feel like it'll feel kind of awkward.
Little stutter, like,
yeah, I would start stuttering. That's the real therapy session right there. Start talking about my dad traumas and shit.
Speaking of your dad, bro, he was giving me a mad dogging me.
He's like, who is this guy fucking staring at me?
And it was funny because I wasn't even close to him, bro. I was a good like you know, like in street parking, there's like the little where the parking.
Yeah.
I was like a good 4 away from him, but I was just sitting in my car, and I was like, is that Mario's like
the van, the carpet
the
cleaning?
van business, or like you guys' business? And I was just looking at it, and he was just looking at me, and I was just like, what's he looking at me for?
That's funny because that'll happen all the time. Because sometimes we're in the freeway and he's working by himself, or like friends would pass by and they're just recording him as they're like driving by, and he's just like driving, like watching them as the camera's pointing at him. And he's like, "Man, someone fucking found me again." I was like, "Yeah, you can't cheat, bro. Someone's gotta find you." Social media is way too big,
bro. So
yeah.
Well, trips me out, bro. Like, you can't do shit, bro, because you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's listening. Like all those videos about like, oh, if your name's Steve and your girl's in West Virginia or whatever.
That was huge. That the scandal that was happening on bachelor parties and bachelorette parties. Yeah. I think there was like a face group that was just
a
Facebook group dedicated to just that. Like, hey, if your man's in Puerto Vallarta right now and he's whatever,
that's foul,
and this is his picture. Like, this is the shit that just happened.
That's cold.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean,
for the scumbags, you know, not for us,
not for us loyal kings,
distinguished gentlemen over here. But
never do that.
These scumbags.
But yeah, going back to your question, yeah. So I think I know the first one for sure, it's me and a guest. And then my boy Jesus, who's like my longtime friend. We've been friends for like, I think since like first grade.
Oh, damn.
Then he hopped on. And then later on, my lady hopped on. And everyone kind of just liked the dynamic. And then now Paulina has her own Comadreando show basically now. And then one of our good friends, Raul, he's on it now too.
Yeah.
But he's like a new addition. I think he's only been on like 5 episodes, 6 episodes. Yeah,
you guys got a nice little crew. I would have invited everybody. I ain't got.
Oh no, it's cool.
I ain't got the. I ain't got the mics.
I always joke around because Jesus is always editing, but he does the editing for us. And then Raul, he has a family and kids, so it's like I really don't like. I always tell him, I was like, the podcast stuff is like, give me 2 hours or 3 hours a week of your day, but everything else is like I can handle it. Like you know, I mean, I understand life is life, and especially with. Let's say with Raul, with his kids, like I'm not gonna take him away over from his kids. For this, you know.
He's kind of like, no, that's fine.
No, please take me away.
Adult time with alcohol? Yeah, that's fine. She'll understand. And that's your actual compadre, right?
Yeah, he's my actual compadre. Yeah, his little baby boy, he's my godson.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I had my compadre on too when I first started.
Yeah,
and it was like struggling for guests. It was supposed to be just me and my boys. He would come on and shit, but I don't know if he liked it because he wouldn't. Sometimes he wouldn't engage. What's up, Joel? Sometimes
I would fucking look like he's over there, bro.
Sometimes I don't know if he liked it, but then I was like, I don't want to bother him and shit.
Yeah.
And he had just had a kid. They had a kid like right before COVID.
It's hard, man. Some people, I mean, we talked about it before. Yeah. It's hard being on the podcast. Some people just think, oh, you just hop on, talk, and record, and that's it. But all the editing, all the back end stuff, finding guests, dude, and especially you, because you get a lot of local guests, which is difficult in itself. I mean, that's the way I kind of wanted to start and structure it when we first started.
Yeah.
Was bringing, special people, creators from San Diego. But then everybody's in LA. So it's like it kind of trickles down, you start going into like Oceanside, Long Beach, and then next thing you know, you're in LA and you're asking all these people.
I tried to I think there was a point in the beginning where I was like, I want to get up and coming people. Yeah. And then it's just kind of like, those are hard to get, dude.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, let me just ask this girl who does nails to come on. And I was like, oh, that shit was fun. Let me ask this girl who does lashes on. And I just started doing local.
Yeah.
It's just
local.
Easier.
Yeah. You know what I've struggled with is also being a creator. Not that my respects to everybody and whatever their hustle is, but I feel like it's hard when it's a creative or an up and coming creative, because they have the motivation to do it. But some of them, once they start noticing how hard it actually is to do it, then they kind of just start tapering off, So I also don't want to invite somebody that's like, oh yeah, I'm super down. And then 6 months down the road, they're nowhere to be found anymore because they just stopped creating content.
That shit was whack.
Yeah, it's like, it's not for me anymore. Yeah.
A good friend of mine now, his name's Carl. He has a podcast too. It's called Grown Folks. Or You Wasn't Outside podcast here in San Diego. And he's like, man, I don't even listen to them unless they got 100 eps in the belt.
Yeah.
It's like, because a lot of people fall off.
Yeah.
They'll do 10, 15, 20. And then they're like, oh, this is, I don't know if they think this is easy money. Look at these celebrities. It's like, they're celebrities.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have a cult following.
Yeah.
And it's making it, I've had this conversation before where it's dope that people have been able to be this creative and like start podcasts or start content creating and stuff, but it's also become so overly saturated that how do you stand out basically now, you know? And especially when it comes down to like getting sponsorships or getting, you know, any brand deals just in general. It's like, obviously this brand is going to like look at our podcast and be like, oh, well, I mean, maybe they have not as big of as a cult following, you could say, as far as like, let's say, for example, I know Kid Cudi's going to about to start a podcast. So, I mean, who are they going to sponsor? You know, are they going to sponsor us or are they going to sponsor Kid Cudi? So it's just like a trickling down effect between like sponsorships and like and that makes it even harder as a content creator because obviously all the people who want to hear a podcast are going to start gravitating towards the celebrity,
of course,
you know, versus someone that's a little bit more local.
I think people just think like, oh, they've lived an interesting life. Like, they're celebrities. They're in rooms with other famous people and shit like that. And I was like, I don't know.
Versus I feel like a lot of them have very similar stories now, you know? Like,
I started in my dad's garage.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you had a garage? What's a bit like being rich?
Which is dope what you do, which is a lot more local people. Because, I mean, everyone's story is unique.
Yeah.
But when you're local, it's a lot more unique and a lot more like entertaining to listen to. Versus a lot of these creatives now, going back to the whole thing that the podcasting is just so overly saturated. These content creators have been on like 50 other podcasts telling the same exact story.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now you're on mine saying the same thing. Like, how do I just make these questions a little bit more unique?
Even celebrities, because I follow like a certain podcast community or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, it'll be the same celebrity just jumping from one to the next. And I'll listen to two and I'm like, I can't hear this shit again, bro. Like, I'll wait for the next guest.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I don't want to do is have like guests that, other San Diego podcasts have had. Not because like it's just like they're gonna tell me the same thing and
De Oro, the DJ, he was just on La Plática, and he had a pretty good point where now he's been on so many podcasts that now he judges a podcast based off their questions. Because he's like, I've already told my story 50 million times on other platforms. It's like, now I'm judging you based off the unique questions that you ask me. Because people can go online and find my answers on every other platform. So it's like, what are you asking me now? You know, it's just, I'm just saying it in a different way.
Yeah. I like him. He's dope.
Yeah.
Have you seen him play?
Oh, you know what? A long time ago. I haven't seen him recently.
We went to Vegas in I want to say either 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And he was at the pool party.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
We just went to the pool party. And then we were like mixing in Mexican music. And it was on Mexican Independence Weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Grito, you know? Yeah. And it was like, oh, this fucking dude is fucking. Yeah. And he had like the whole pool just. It was like the best pool party experience we've ever had. And at one point he like pointed at, because I had the big old like sombrero on.
Oh, okay.
And we're just like, and he was just like, hey, you know, like rocking out. We didn't know anything until afterwards we're like, hey, who was that DJ? Look him up. And I was like, oh, this guy's dope as shit. And then he's blowing up big.
Oh, he's blowing up big now. Yeah. He has a pretty, I mean, speaking of cult following, he has a pretty good following too. Yeah. People love him. I mean, I'm one of those too, you know, I fucking love his music.
Yeah. I used to like Gordo.
Yeah.
He used to have a different name though. Carnage. He used to go by Carnage.
Did he really? I don't remember him before Gordo, if I'm being honest with you.
Before he went to Gordo, he was DJ Carnage, and he would I liked him too because he would mix in like hip hop with EDM and shit. And I was like, oh, this is dope. Yeah,
that's pretty dope when they're able to like collab like with different like genres.
Yeah,
you know, like as of recently, we had someone on our podcast who's a producer here from San Diego, but he does a lot of like riddle house. And I was telling him, I was like, I really like. My dad was really into disco. But so and
there's a little disco one?
There's a disco house, there's a genre disco house. So to me it was pretty dope because I grew up listening to disco and now it's mixed with a genre of music that I really enjoy. So it's like dope to see that like collab. And now I'm sending my dad music and it's like, check this out, and he's like vibing during work. He's loving it. Like, yeah, seriously.
Whenever I hear EDM, it reminds me of my sister because she was in that like she was probably in her 20s during the whole rebel era and like TJ and like, so every time I hear that music I think about her because she dated some dude who was like a little rebel and shit. And I always make fun of her. She's like, no, it's not like that. I was like, yeah,
it was just a phase, mom.
It was house music. I was like, that's the same shit. Hey, you guys are big on like what are they called, like festivals and shit like that?
Yeah, I really enjoy them. I just feel like, especially specifically Coachella, I just feel like it's just a broad range.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
What's up?
On your last episode, you said you cried when Bad Bunny, bro. You had me fucking in tears right here, bro. Like, this bitch. Your Bad Bunny was like, he's speaking to me.
No, he was. It hurt. It was speaking to my heart. It was speaking to my heart.
I didn't mean to
So no. Honestly, I make fun of myself when I tell this story. So we're at the Coachella set. It was Bad Bunny, but this was like early Bad Bunny. Like he had the day set. Like this is how early this.
Oh, so he wasn't like
he wasn't that popping yet. Like he was popping, but he was like up and coming still. And I mean, I'm rolling hard, bro. Like peaking because I was like, I've always been a huge Bad Bunny fan. Like SoundCloud Bad Bunny. So I'm like listening to this guy play. And he has this interlude, right, where he's just doing some crowd work and he's talking to the crowd. I honestly always forget what song he was playing. It's something about always being happy, like fuck the world, like in general. Like those aren't the lyrics. But he's talking to the crowd and he's like, you know what, you always got to be happy, like despite whatever is going on in the world or what's going on in your life, like just prioritize your happiness. And dude, I'm just mid-roll and I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking like speaking facts, dude. And I don't know why that evokes so much emotion, bro, that I started crying. And I'm just like, and
was it like a sobbing cry?
It was more of a like, have you ever seen Cloudy with the Chance of Rain Meatballs? The security guard, he's like the teardrop falls and it just zooms back in. It was kind of one of those moments where I'm like, and then I noticed myself crying, but I always have my sunnies on, you know, because you know, I don't want to look like that tweaker. And I'm just like, and that's the moment Paulina always laughs at me at, because she hears me kind of sniffle and she turns around and she goes, is this bitch crying right now?
She's like, I don't know if I want to.
It's a red flag.
She's all ick.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you cried a Bad Bunny? Meanwhile, she's having the time of her life, bro, and I'm over here crying, dude. But
that's hilarious, bro. I don't think I've ever cried for like a song.
No?
Well, there was like some when my dad died. Like they would like just like touch you, like motherfucker. Like I think it was like a Dance with My Father by Luther.
Okay.
I would hear that and I'm like, fucking the heart right through my heart. But like off of like just in general, never, bro. Honestly, songs give me chills.
Yeah.
Like this is it's a song by Whitney Houston. Hold on. Bro, this song, because I hear a lot of people on TikTok, they'll sing it like a cappella.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it gives me goosebumps listening. And it's not that serious.
No, yeah. There's something about Coachella and like being in that desert air and like music just hitting you in a different way.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an emotional person. Yeah, maybe I'm just really fucking high and I'm just really fucking emotional.
Yeah.
That it just because it's happened a few times, not just with Bad Bunny. Like it's been like other times with like other genres of music.
I want to go to those things, but it's like I don't want to be around too many people at once.
You know what? Paulina was the same way.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. She hates crowds. Se agenta.
Yeah.
Plus, it's fucking hot as hell. You're walking around, but that's the beauty of especially like Coachella, where it's like so wide open that you're walking around and you kind of pick and choose where you want to be. You know, I feel like EDC and these other festivals, they're just kind of so packed in.
Also, it's different.
Yeah, so it's a different vibe. Like Coachella is a lot more like spaced out. It's a lot more open. So we kind of stay in the back. Like I really don't like being in the crowd either.
So you're not trying to be up front.
Yeah, no, I'm not the person at the rail. At most, I'll be in the middle. But that has to be like an artist that like I'm really like feeling at the moment and I really want to see. But other than that, we're kind of towards the back, just kind of vibing, and then we can just get out easily from that set. Yeah. Because once you're railing it or you're like in the middle, dude, it takes her fucking ever to get out of those sets.
And if you have to go piss or something.
Yeah. That's one thing I try to drink a lot of water. Well, that's the thing too. It's so fucking hot that you're drinking a lot of water, but you're also sweating that shit out like so you're not crazy. Yeah, so you're not going that much. Once it starts getting towards the end of the night, once after sunset, then yeah, you'll start going to the bathroom a little bit more. But we've just been going for so long that we kind of learned when and where. We kind of like time it. It was like, all right, if this set's at like 9 p.m., I'm going to stop drinking water like 7:45-ish, give myself that hour break to go to the bathroom, and then go to this set.
Damn, that's crazy. Do you guys camp it or you guys hotel it?
We go to hotels. I think the only time I've camped at Coachella was 2011.
Damn, though, you've been doing that shit for a minute.
I've been since 2010, bro.
Damn,
Yeah,
every year.
Every year. I think I've
You been with your girl that long?
No. So we've been together 5 years. But I've been going to Coachella since 2010.
With other bitches. No, I'm just like,
By myself, bro. Shit, I'm still a virgin.
we're saving for marriage.
Crazy. Since 2010. And that was 2011 was the only year that I camped.
Oh, okay.
It was just to say that I did it. I wouldn't do that shit ever again. Some people love it. They like.
Wait, did you camp it like in those big old campers or like an actual tent?
No. So we went with like a group of like 10 people, and everybody took their cars, and so everybody had like their tent setups, and we set up canopies. So we had like a legit campsite setup. But just like.
I'd do it if it's like an RV.
Yeah,
like stories.
Yeah,
level.
see, like that's dope because you have a bathroom there. You can take a shower there. But so the shower situation was crap.
I always see the videos now on TikTok. I like how they brought that shit to light.
Yeah.
How like look at the lines just to take a shower.
It's crazy.
Buy food and shit.
Yeah, and the food situation wasn't as bad before because before it was pretty cheap. Like it wasn't as like glamorized as it is now to go to Coachella, right? So before it was still like it was pretty cheap, not cheap to go, but it was attainable. You know, like I could go with $200 for the weekend and I would be fine. That's everything included, vitamins and everything.
Vitamins,
party vitamins and everything.
Whoever's listening.
Yeah. But it was. I always tell this story. It was like my second day there. I went to go take a shower. Y según yo, fui temprano to like beat the line and beat the heat. And when I get out, sandstorm, bro. So I like fue por gusto que me fui a bañar. So ever since that time, it was fun. It was a vibe. I was also really young, so it was
experience.
Yeah, so it was cool to like jump around campsites and like talk to other people and mingle. But that's it. Then after that, I was like, nah, I need a place to like go to the bathroom freely, shower, and have a nice bed. Then you start getting into like past 25, bro. Everything starts fucking hurting. Yeah, and it's like, nah, man, I need a bed.
You start popping.
Yeah, dude. It's like, no, ya me quiero ir a mi cama. I ain't trying to sleep on this inflatable that like deflates halfway through the night.
Those are not comfortable for big boys.
No, bro. Then you roll over, your girl's like way up here, dude. You're touching the floor.
Facts,
it's
bro.
like, nah. You don't even sleep good because you start feeling bad. It's like if I roll over, she's gonna fucking flip.
Yeah, no, they're not. We slept in one because we went to a wedding in Rosarito.
Oh, okay.
In a rancho.
Yeah.
And then my compadre, he's like, oh, you know, we're gonna camp it out, and I was like, that sounds cool. I've never done it. He's put the inflatable bed. That's not the vibe, bro. Yeah. I couldn't sleep, and it was freezing. I could not. It was not the vibe for me.
Yeah, you know what? As of lately, it's been getting really cold out there at night, but. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been out there when it's like freezing.
This was like September too.
Really?
The night. I mean, for me to get cold.
Yeah, takes a lot.
It's a lot. I was free, and they were like laughing the next day. Like we put blankets right outside. I was like, you didn't say
that you were cold. Like, yeah,
that's just. Oh, speaking of your girl, congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you, bro.
And shit.
Thank you.
Which is funny because when I was on your podcast, was you had already planned it?
When you came on the podcast, yeah, it was planned, but I hadn't asked her yet.
Yeah, because there was a moment where she was asking me like, when did you propose? Yeah. And I was like, damn, I think it was like 2016, which is wrong. I proposed in 2018. But so she's like, damn, you took forever. And I was like, okay, you don't even got a ring yet.
I think I made that a clip. I'll send it to you.
And she was like, oh, you know, it's funny. Yeah. You were dying laughing.
Yeah.
But because you knew already.
I knew it was coming up. Yeah.
And you proposed in Mexico City.
That's Mexico City, yeah.
Why'd you do it there and not El Salvador? They don't have buildings.
Because there's nothing pretty about it. We don't got castles over there, bro.
Yeah, Metro llegan.
Honestly, it was just I had the ring for so long already that I think I had it for like a solid like 3-4 months.
Oh, okay. I think it's 4 years.
Man, imagine I had it for 5 years. I knew since the day I met her. Just love my life. So I had it for like 4 or 5 months before I proposed. So ya estaba ansioso. And I didn't want to do like the typical, like if you're in San Diego, it's always like Balboa Park or, you know, like I wanted to do something a little different. I knew we had that Mexico trip planned already. So I was like, oh, that's going to be a perfect time. Because my plan originally was going to go do it in Valle de Guadalupe.
Oh, that's what's up.
But I was like, nah, we have this plan. Like, mejor aguántate. Like, she already waited 4 years. Like, what's a few more months, you know? Like,
you can wait.
Yeah. So that was the plan. And then her best friend and her mom helped me plan it because we started looking at different spots in Mexico City. And then finally we landed in El Castillo de Chapultepec. And funny story, we actually almost got kicked out because of the engagement.
For proposing?
Yeah, for the
It's
proposal.
not allowed or what?
So technically it's allowed, but you have to buy a permiso. Basically,
To propose?
to take professional pictures.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's what's up.
So I hired a photographer to like kind of to scout us basically, and like we had this whole plan.
So your girl didn't know about the photographer?
No, she didn't know. So the photographer, the plan was for the photographer to get there at the same time we did. But his plan was to say that he was doing a scouting for another couple for like for wedding pictures.
Yeah.
So if he could use us as models.
That's smart.
Yeah. So that happened, and then we started taking the pictures. And then I popped the question, and as soon as I popped the question, they probably gave us like 5 more minutes because obviously we were the only ones there too. I think there's only like maybe like 5 other people with us.
Oh, okay.
Not with us, but like in total when we walked in. So they had just opened when we went.
Also, you got it on a lonely tip.
Yeah. So they probably gave us like a few minutes after like I actually asked the question to still be there, and then a security guard came, and then she's all, no se pueden hacer esas cosas aquí.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and Paulina's best friend was like, ¿cuáles cosas? And then she's like, pues esas cosas, como pedir matrimonio. And we're like, you salty motherfucker.
It's okay, girl. One day you'll get picked.
Yeah. So, and they were following us around. Like at one point, they wanted to take the photographer's SD card.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it was wild, bro. And then they were following us around, and then finally, we were about to leave. And the photographer just hands them one, dude. He's like, ¿saben qué me vale? Like, just went off. Like, at one point, I took Paulina to the side, and I was like, we should probably go.
Was he local?
Yeah.
So he knows.
Yeah, so yeah, he knew what's up. That's why he told me, too, because on the website of the Castillo, it says you can buy this pass. And it was an outrageous amount, bro. I think it was like 7,000 pesos and just to take pictures. And I was like, I'm not paying that shit.
It's a lot, though.
Yeah. I was like,
it's not a lot, but it's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's not a lot, but it's a lot. It's like, just to take pictures? Like, nah, like, fuck it. I mean, let's just risk it. And then I had told the photographer, and he's like, nah, no lo compres. He's like, nosotros vemos cómo hacemos.
Yeah.
And then my head, like, being in Mexico, I was like, oh, una mordida. I'll just give the security guard, like, what, like $50, $100, whatever it is. And they'll let us be, just like anywhere. And, and at one point we were going to do it, but they were just being such assholes. They were like, nah, fuck that. You don't deserve my money.
That's dope, though. And her family was there or just
her mom.
Awesome.
Just her mom and her best friend.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I did it with nobody.
Really?
Just me and my girl, yeah.
How'd you plan it out, though?
I knew we were going to Seattle, and I was like, all right, that's when I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. My mom used to be a jeweler, so I had her clean the ring.
Yeah.
And so she gave it to me, and then, bro, I hid the ring, and I was just like, my mom's gonna take it to clean it. I never said I got it back. I was just like, I don't know when she'll have it back. Yeah. She's like, oh, it's cool. I was like, you haven't proposed yet, And I was like,
you can wait.
Yeah, you can wait. And I had it in my backpack. The one time they want to go through my backpack in the airport, dang. And she's like, what's going on? I was like, hey, just chill over there. Stop. Like, they're just going through my camera. She's like, what's going on? I was like, damn, babe, back up.
It's just my camera.
Yeah. So she almost saw it. Yeah. And then we're at the Space Needle in Seattle. And then so I was like looking for somebody. I was like, where can I put my camera? Like set it up. Everything's at a slant. So if I would have put it anywhere, it would have slid off and broke. So I asked this random lady who we kept running into. I was like, can you just hold it? It's recording. Just hold it. You don't have to do anything. No push buttons. I'm going to pretend like I'm taking a picture. And she's like, oh, okay. And we pretend to like take the picture, and we start to like separate, and the lady goes like this, like push the camera down. Oh, and I was like, and then she sees me get on the knee, and she like picks it up. She got it right in time, though.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Did you see the pan? Just
she went like this. She's like, oh shit.
It's funny that you say that about the security thing though too, because that was one of my like fears was that they were gonna go through my bag at the airport, either steal it or just like whoop it out, and like she knows like it's this big and fat ass freaking like box. Yeah. So I gave it to her mom to put it in her. So like if they go through her stuff, like it's just my jewelry. But then that day that I proposed, her best friend took a purse, but it was like a small little clutch. And this box, for some reason, it's like the freaking size of this can, dude. I don't know why. It's like an oversized freaking box. So like she's trying to hide it, but like está todo buctoso, so you can kind of see it. Yeah. She's like holding it like a fucking football. But I don't know why those things are so damn big, man.
She cried?
She did, yeah.
Oh, mine didn't.
Yeah, bro. No, damn. You gotta take it back.
I don't let her down to this day.
You gotta take it back. Yeah, you gotta take it back.
She's like, babe, it was so windy. I was so shocked. I was like, blah, blah.
Did she cry at the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She redeemed herself. Yeah. I would have walked away.
I know my worth.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
I told Paulina, I was like, if you don't cry, that's it. wedding's over.
Yeah.
We're still gonna party because we're probably not gonna get the refund. But.
Oh, you guys already got the spot?
Yeah,
that will be quick.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a destination wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be in Oaxaca.
Why Oaxaca?
Because fuck my family.
I was gonna say no love for El Salvador. Huh?
No, I'm just like she's always wanted a destination wedding. I have a pretty small family, so I'm just like, you know what, like,
well, Oaxaca's pretty close, right?
Yeah, I think it's like mid. Like it doesn't take that long.
Yeah,
because I think it's about
Oaxaca's like way at the bottom of Mexico.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think like Merida's at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, but it's down there. It's in the south.
I mean, I mean, you can still travel there. It wouldn't be that long. Originally, she wanted to get married in San Miguel de Allende.
Okay. But
it's starting to get like crazy expensive. It's like San Diego prices, basically.
Damn.
Yeah. So we're like, no, if we're gonna get married in Mexico, que valga la pena.
The cool thing about destination weddings is like, you know, not a lot of people are gonna go.
So that's gonna be cheaper. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why we did it too. We're not one of the main reasons, but one of the reasons is because we could weed people out.
Yeah.
You know, the people that we really want there and really want to spend time with, they're gonna make that expense to go out there.
Yeah.
Versus if we would have had it here, then people were like, oh, it's San Diego, let's just go. So our guest list of like 200 plus people like went down to like 130.
That's a lot.
That's a shit ton of people. Yeah.
That's a lot of people, bro.
Yeah. No, and it took us a really long time to like weed people out too.
Feelings are gonna get hurt.
Yeah, mainly
family.
But you know what?
I don't think friends care as much these days. But like family, for sure, gonna be like, no invitaste a tu tía que conociste una vez.
For real, it's like she doesn't even know my birthday. But you know what? That was one thing that I think her and I have been pretty like good about is like not caring about people who we don't want to invite. Because I just feel like, to me, it's like, dude, if you don't even care about me on the daily, like I don't want you there on my on the biggest day of my life, basically. Yeah. So I was like, if you've never reached out to me on my birthday, like you probably don't even know when my birthday is, and it's on Facebook. You know?
It tells you.
Yeah, it tells you, gives you reminders. Yeah,
Mario's, but she's like, I don't care.
Yeah, so it's like, and you want to be invited to to my wedding night? Nah, fuck that. Yeah. So I that's one of the main reasons too. Like we did a destination wedding is because we were able to weed people out.
That's dope.
Yeah,
it's gonna be pricey.
You know what? Not really.
No,
not really.
I don't know. In Mexican tradition, like, does the bride's family handle the wedding?
Yeah,
I
think so. Yeah.
So her family.
Oh yeah, she's got on locked up. Sugar mama status.
Smart man.
Yeah. That's why I'm getting married.
There has to be some benefit for us.
Real, something's got to happen.
We doing this for free? No.
Yeah, but no, honestly, it's what's pricey. Obviously, is just the food, but I feel like that's anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the only thing that makes it pricey is that we want like a 3-day like shebang.
Oh,
so it's it's gonna be
so like the early.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be the rompehielo the day before. So like it's kind of like a meet and greet mingle with everybody, and then the actual wedding, and then the posboda. So it's kind of like the cruda.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be pretty cool, bro. We went like 2 months ago to do the first scouting, and honestly, bro, like I just wanted to stay there. I'm not even gonna lie. I
live there.
Yeah, I almost missed my flight on purpose. Yeah.
Well, it's because you recently quit your job, huh?
Yeah.
So that's why you're like, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm just craving such a simple life. I just feel like we just work so hard to like live in a house that I'm barely in.
Yeah.
And it's everything's just so freaking expensive here, man. Not that it's not over there. You know, like relatively speaking, you get a job over there, it's gonna even out. But I just feel like, por ejemplo, in El Salvador, like people just live day to day. You know, they don't they don't really worry about tomorrow. They don't really worry about tomorrow. They're just like, if I have enough for today, that's good enough for me.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a W, bro. Versus here, like I'm worried about like the next 6 months already.
Facts.
Yeah, like business wise, like I'm already worried about winter.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So you quit your job, but you had something to fall off on, like fall back on, right?
Yeah, I mean, luckily, it's gonna sound really spoiled to me. So I mean, I've had a family business my entire life.
Oh, okay.
So I had something to fall back on. Yeah, there's always that plan B.
Niño popis.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's never been one of those things where like you have to continue the business. So my parents have always given me the option to like do my own thing. But mostly it was just I always keep coming back to it. I think anybody who runs a business always has an authority problem.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's always one of those like I've always been on my own and I tell people what to do. So when I find a job and people are telling me what to do, then it's kind of like, oh fuck, what the hell? Why am I telling me? Yeah. But this last job that I had was just toxic as hell. Super, super toxic. And it got so bad, bro, that like when I would stress out, I started breaking out in hives.
Oh shit, that's real stress.
Yeah. So I was like, why am I stressing myself out over like a company?
Job you don't even care about?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Like, let me just focus on the podcast. The business is there, and then I just fucking went for it.
Was did your lady like trip out, or was she like?
We talked about it for like months.
Oh, before you did that. You didn't just pull the trigger and be like, no. Babe, guess what?
No, there were days though where I was like, dude, no, mama, it's like I will quit right now. But we talked about it for months. We talked about it. We did the pros and cons. We had like, we obviously knew the wedding was coming, so I was like, wow, it's a paycheck, and I was like, yeah, but a qué costo?
Yeah,
you know, it's like literally like costing me like my sanity right now.
Suck it up.
Yeah, we need the fucking money. So we talked about it for months until I actually did it. And then it's funny that when I did it, we had the trip and we went to Italy. Oh. So I already knew that I was going to quit when I'm coming back from Italy. But something had happened before we left at work that I was, you know what? Fuck this job. Like when we come back, I'm going to say that my flight got delayed and we weren't going to leave until like a few days later. So when we got back, I started working with my dad. So payroll would kick in.
Oh, okay.
And then on that Friday, I quit my other job. So I had that like plus my vacation paid plus 1 week more.
Also kind of like smooth transition.
Yeah, so smooth transition. So I was like, I might as well just get money off of them.
Did you quit with style? Like flip some tables? Like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
I really wanted to.
You went out with like a normal person. Like, here's my 2 weeks.
I sent them an email, but I like chat GPT'd like the hell out of it, and I was like, like, please write that you're a freaking asshole. And
but professionally.
Yeah, but just professionally. So no, I went off on this whole ass tangent on this email, and I sent it, and I was like, I just effective immediately.
Did you get a reply?
Just thank you. Make sure to turn everything in.
Damn, they didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, but that's the way that boss was. Like, he didn't give a fuck about anybody.
Oh, we got rid of the Mexican. So like, I'm Salvador.
No, it was. Well, it's crazy. So when I first started at that job, his wife's mom had gotten diagnosed with cancer. Or had just had a heart attack in India.
Oh shit!
So they had to fly out to India. And they were there for like a solid like 2.5 months, almost 3 months.
So you didn't even like work with
I met him one day and then he left.
Oh.
Basically. But when he was in India, we were having a meeting. And obviously it's like the time difference were crazy. So in the meeting, before the meeting started, he's like, he was talking, we all asked him about his family and how his wife was doing. He's like, oh, well, she's doing okay. I just wish I was here for a real emergency, not this.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, that's freaking crazy.
So fuck this bitch.
Like, that should have been the first red flag.
Yeah,
like, you don't care about your suegra? Like, you don't.
I know the suegra relationship are usually kind of like.
Yeah, are kind of weird, but like for you to say something like that, it's kind of like, I don't care how much you hate your suegra.
You can't say shit.
You can't. Yeah.
You got to keep that to your inside voice in your journal.
Or especially to your employees. Like, that's way too personal. Yeah, so that should have been my first red flag, but I stayed.
Ah, damn. How long were you there for? I think when we met up, you had just started that.
Yeah, I wasn't there that long, to be honest. Because they're a startup company, so they needed somebody to do their operations. I think I was only there I was there less than a year for sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stick to what you're doing now?
For right now, yeah.
That's what's
right now, yeah. But like I said, I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? Like, we went down to Arizona and like low key, I was like, hey, this is kind of a vibe.
You like Arizona?
You know what? The only reason I liked it was because it had so much open space.
Oh yeah, like backyards.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I can get all of this
for like a cost. Bro, shout out my boy Matt. He lives in Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
And he just got a new apartment, and he did like a video tour.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my room. This is the other room. This is the loft. It's almost like the same floor plan, a loft upstairs.
That's crazy.
He's it's 2 bedroom, 2 bath, pool, amenity, AC, the loft. He's like, it's like $1,500 or $1,600. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Man. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, telling you, bro, you should move out here. I was like, it's the heat for me though, bro.
Yeah, that's one thing. So we went out there for we went to go do a hangout with one of our boys out there that lives in Arizona. And we went out
just recently, right?
Yeah. Shout out Andy Controla. So we were out there and we went out for breakfast, dude. No one was out. Nobody was out on the street, bro. It was fucking hot as hell. So I don't blame him. But I was telling Paulina, the only way that I would move out there is if I had a remote job with California wages.
But you have to live here half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean
you can.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. You know,
with some photoshopping, some paperwork.
Yeah, some what is it? El que no tranza no avanza. Yeah.
Shout out to your boy Andy. Reminds me of Manny.
Yeah. He is funny
from fucking
when I read that comment,
Modern Family, dude.
Last time he was in San Diego, or the first time I met him actually, he said that a lot of people compare him to Manny from Modern Family.
But that's not his goal, right? Like,
no.
So who he is who he is.
Yeah.
He just happens to fucking resemble.
Yeah. It's like my sister always compares me to, was it Russell from Up? The little boy.
I haven't seen. Oh, the little Boy Scout.
Yeah, the little Boy Scout.
That's what's that's mean, but all right.
It's a gordito thing, you know. Yeah. We all look like each other.
Are you guys still with that media company?
Sonoro?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's that working out? Good.
I mean, it's going. I think
shit on them.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're doing okay. I think what helps out is the credibility. Kind of like, Paulina puts it in a way where it's like they're Univision and then we're like a separate show on Univision. Mm-hmm. So when you're like selling yourself or you're doing your media kit, it's kind of like, oh, well, we're part of this whole media group. So it kind of gives you like a little bit more of like street credit, I guess you could say.
You guys did have a sponsorship, right? That game.
Oh yeah, shout out Yo
Didn't
Sabo.
you go to like a party for them?
Yeah. It was their. Well, we went to actually their both of their anniversaries. Their 1 year anniversary, and then most recently was their 2 year anniversary. And they've been able to kind of create like this whole like kind of community between like creators and podcasters with their game. Was
there a bigger podcast at those parties?
Oh yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. People from like Palacalle were there. La Lucha was there. The boys from the IE network in general, so the besties went on. People from Ponte Las Pilas. So yeah, so there was pretty big podcasting. I mean,
that's dope.
I was like, you can bleep that out. I don't know if you want to give them credit. Just kidding. No. Shout out to everybody there. I know
that's dope, man.
They're all fucking sick.
You're pretty much networking with more from like out of towners, huh?
Yeah. I mean, just to get your name out, it helps, you know. But it kind of just happened. You know, it wasn't my plan. It wasn't my goal. Like I said, my goal was to like bring people in from San Diego, talk to people from San Diego. And then like little by little, I just kind of just started trickling down more up north. And then next thing you know, it's like a lot of people from LA.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But when you want to bring creators, I just feel like they all go to LA. They all gravitate towards LA.
Well, I mean, you also have like it seems like you have like a goal is to be, you know, monetize the podcast. And,
yeah. Well, eventually, you know, I think for a while I was really stuck on maybe like living off the podcast or living off of something creative off of this. And I kind of lost the vision of doing it because I like it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now
it almost became a job.
Yeah. And I think as of recently, I kind of had to take a step back and kind of just look at the bigger picture. And it's like, we've grown and we've been able to get a lot more brand recognition, but like I've lost sight of why I started this, which is why now we're kind of taking a break and just dropping every 2 weeks now. Mostly because like I kind of forgot about myself and my personal relationships.
Oh, like friends? And
like
girl?
Friends, you know, my girl. Same thing too is like, dude, I don't even remember the last time I saw my nieces and actually like hung out with them.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so it just started becoming a lot. Like there was just so much on my plate because I let it get to that. You know, I let it get to that like overwhelmingness, I guess.
Damn, I don't take nothing serious like that.
I don't know. It was just I was just so concentrated, like you said, on trying to get monetized.
Oh yeah.
Like that was my main focus. So I was just on like execute mode, like just keep going, and then like I'm not gonna stop until I meet my goal. And then you start getting monetized, and then just like you said, it just kind of becomes a job. And once it starts becoming a job, it kind of just stops being fun.
Yeah,
you know. And then I was like, fuck, I gotta drop this week, or like. Sometimes I don't drop reels and it's like I kind of beat myself up for it and I was like, damn, I haven't posted anything in like a week, you know. And then I think that's when I noticed I was like, it stopped becoming fun. It was more of a job and like I need to take a break.
I always credit my wife's best friend, who is my comadre. She does cakes and cookies and shit. She's good.
Yeah,
real artistic.
You got to give me that handle.
I got you. But and I always tell her like, why don't you do this like full time, man? Like open up a little. She's like, I enjoy doing this, and I feel like if I make it like full time, she's like, I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, she's spitting bars on me, you know? So I don't
say that again, but on the podcast.
yeah, right? So now everything, like I have work-life balance for me is extremely important. Like I even have a separate line for work. And once I'm off work, I just put it on charger, silent, dim down the brightness.
Yeah.
I don't want to know nothing until I'm ready to work the next day. If like the podcast, like if I get an episode in a week, cool. If not, I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, to me, it's like it was a vicious cycle because that happened to me too when I had the Superfood Cafe. I was just on grind mode, just work, and like and I needed this to. I mean, it was my main source of income. Yeah. Plus, I had all these other people depending on me, you know, and I had to pay rent. Yeah. So I was just on grind mode that I forgot about my relationships again. You know, I forgot about my girl. I forgot about my friends. I was working Monday through Saturday. Damn. And even on Sunday, my one day off, I was still kind of working, but my mind was on the business the whole time. It was like I would be on a date with Paulina and I would be checking the cameras. So like my mind was just never, I was just, yeah. I was like, fuck, you guys aren't fucking working. So my mind I was just never present. And that started happening with the podcast that I just wasn't present. Like all my conversations with my girl would always be like, I wonder what we can do next. Who should we bring on? You know, shit. So it just started like being that. Over. Yeah, it started taking over my life again, where it was just like, I know, man, I need to take a step back and remind myself why I started this versus focusing more on the money. It's gonna come eventually, you know, but it's just focus on being creative and why you're doing it, because then it translates onto the podcast too.
Yeah. Definitely. If you're having fun, it's just like a normal conversation. Yeah. And shit. I don't think I've ever had like one force besides this like example I gave you where I was just like, Jesus, I'm pulling teeth. Yeah. But other than that, like every conversation, whether they've been like draining, like at the end, yeah, just because it's like, ooh, that was like heavy. Like I had a girl who was a domestic violence survivor. Mm. And on her, I was like, when he first hit you, she's like on our wedding day. And I was like, motherfucker, like that was a hit, like it hit, right? So they're not always like, ha ha, hee hee, but sometimes it's draining. But I don't think I've ever had one where I was like, damn, I don't want to do this shit. Then once you get there, you're like, this is going to go downhill for sure.
And that's what started happening. It was like, I was telling Jesus, I was so focused on like, okay, what topics are next? What can we talk about? Where it started becoming, like I said, like that job again. It was just like, it wasn't enjoyable at one point. It was just like, it just became something that we had to do because I was putting that pressure on myself that we have to drop weekly. Yeah. And I was like, no, I want it to be fun again, you know? And now I want to start focusing more on more guests. Cause like you said, like we were talking about, was like, everybody has their own unique story. Yeah. And like, you wouldn't have known that person was a domestic violence survivor, you know? And it's like, so how many other people is that not relatable with, you know? Like, unfortunately that happens a lot. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of survivors, and shout out to them, you know, but when people tune into her story, and it's like, oh damn, like I can get through it. And I think that's probably the main point too for the podcasting, is like showing these stories and being able to highlight that and being able to give people like kind of like a glimpse of hope. Yeah,
especially if they're like down and out. Yeah. I laugh at when other like celebrities are like, oh, I get these messages like, you saved me through these dark. Like, shut up, bro. You're just having a conversation, bro.
You don't even handle your Instagram.
It's never
you
that
have
deep.
A PR company. Shut up.
That was your friend who sent you that, so you can screenshot and be like, oh my God.
Have you ever had something like that? When someone messages you like, hey man, I was down in the dumps and listened to one of your stories or came across your podcast.
I did have this one chick, she like listened, and I don't know if she still listens, hopefully, but she told me that like it helps her throughout her day and shit like that. So I thought it was pretty. She's like, you mind giving me my grandma, she just died, a shout out. And my dumbass forgets, because you pre-recorded. Yeah. So sometimes it's like, you're not gonna hear it on this one because this was done like
months ago,
a couple weeks ago. So like like wait for it. Like my bad when it's coming. Yeah. But yeah, that was cool. I get a lot of people who are like just enjoy the chisme. Yeah. That was pretty dope.
And we all like chisme, bro.
I hate when dudes are like, oh, it's for fucking women.
Nah, bro, we all like chisme.
We all love that shit.
Yeah. I think that's one thing. Like now that we're dropping bi-weekly, is that we did get a lot of messages when I dropped that Instagram story. Yeah. Of like, damn, like I always look forward to your guys' message or like the Comadreando segment or like, damn, now what am I going to do on Tuesdays?
When I saw that, I was like, oh, he fired somebody.
Some shit happened.
What's the tea?
He's getting divorced. I know it.
He got caught cheating. Damn, that was fast.
Yeah, no, but we did get a lot of those. And I was like, it kind of did hit me a little bit, but I was like, I got to do this for myself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Did you follow like TikTok and shit like that?
I do, man, but I have this bittersweet relationship with TikTok.
Yeah, you hate it? You hate it and love it?
I hate it and love it. I hate it and love it because it's like a downward spiral where I'm just endlessly scrolling, and it's like next thing you know, I'm like 3 hours deep and I haven't even moved.
Sitting there with the machine?
Yeah, just there, dude.
Fuck.
Dude, it's a freaking addiction. Sometimes I'm driving and I get the itch to pick up my phone.
No shit.
Yeah, and it's just like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm driving. Focus on staying alive, bro. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't, because I work in my car all day, and I don't look at it until I get home. So but here's like the main, my like life hack for not. I don't like hearing TikTok on my car speakers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like because it's the delay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just wait till I get home and shit.
Yeah. No, I have
not that I'm disciplined, I just don't like how it sounds.
I have a bittersweet relationship with that thing. Because it's, I mean, if you use it with an intention of doing something productive, it could be a great tool.
Oh yeah, but if you're just like,
but if you're just endlessly scrolling, no, it's a dark hole, man.
Yeah. You like blink and you're like, oh, how long's it been?
Yeah. Or sometimes I a day nap. I end up on like comedian TikTok or comedy TikTok, and it's like comedians on stage, but it's like a half video where it's like comedians right here.
Yeah. And like a random video?
Like a random ass video of someone making quesadillas on the other one. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And I'm like actually like thinking of this as I'm like listening to the comedy skit, but I just can't stop.
Yeah, it gets I use it to go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. We do that too.
I lay down and I just watch it, and I know it's like I'm sleeping because my girl will be like, babe, because it'll be like the same sound over and over, and she's like, he knocked
you just
out.
have it there. Yeah.
Or I'll send it to somebody on accident.
Yeah.
And like, why'd you send me that? I was like, I was asleep, bro.
Yeah. Don't mind me.
My thumbs are just doing their thing and shit. But I asked because there's this couple, is this NFL player. His name's Cody, and he was dating this like influencer girl who she didn't start off being influencer. She was just a girl like filming her and her NFL boyfriend. Like,
like a day in a life type deal.
Nah, just like, babe, what are we doing today? And he was just kind of like, kind of like, what are you doing, babe? But she blew up. Yeah, she got big time. Now she's like like
full blown influencer.
Yeah, full like brands and all that shit. Well, this fool proposed, and like he made a big old. He blew up too from her like shine. And he proposed. It was this big thing, and everybody loves him because he's like a fun couple. And he got caught cheating, bro. Oh, shit. And so like now it's like this huge thing where she's like going through the breakup, and everybody's like attacking him, like or against her. And this the other thing I was thinking about, like, why would you, as like a guy, like you got to be dumb, bro. Like you're an NFL player, your girl's like all over fucking social media, and you going to cheat, like you're not gonna get caught, bro. Like what are you thinking? It goes back to what we were saying, like how like if your husband's here, like. We caught him cheating. Like, you already have a spotlight on you, and then TikTok is messy. Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. TikTok is messy as fuck.
And it's not that. I mean, I haven't gotten caught cheating. I haven't cheated yet, but there's been situations where I'll meet somebody. Like for example, we were just in Arizona with Andy, and we were hanging out with one of his friends. And when we said hi to each other, the first time we had ever met, he kind of gave me that look. It was like, I know you. Oh, and you when you meet somebody, you can kind of tell where like their eyes kind of like light up a little bit, where it's like, I know you, pero no sé de dónde, but I don't want it to be awkward, so I'm just gonna say hi.
Like I don't want to burn you out. Yeah.
So he's like, and then he gave me that like, I was like, yeah, I mean, he's like, I know you from somewhere, and then he kind of gave me the like, from where though? And I was like, probably from the podcast. And he's like, okay, that's exactly where. So it's kind of like what you were saying. It's like, you don't know who's watching your shit.
Exactly.
And like, I know that I have like old coworkers listening in, or Paulina sometimes has some of her coworkers listening in. So we do kind of have to be cautious sometimes of what we put out there.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be like, I really want to put that out.
Now I don't care personally, because like I work with my dad. Dude. It's like, well, whatever, dude. It's like,
Dad's going to be like, hey, what's this?
Yeah. It's like, well, you already know.
Yeah, you got to be careful, because you never know who's listening, watching,
or tuning in.
Yeah. Like I had a guest recently. I don't know if you saw it was some dude who was being accused of like raping some girl. Yeah, like pictures of him. Well, I had a girl come on, and that's his ex. It's not the girl posting the shit like all over San Diego, but she dated him. Yeah, and then she came in. She really didn't bash him. Yeah, she bashed him on like a bad boyfriend, not that what he's being accused of. But then his sister reached out to me. She's like, hey, I want to come on the podcast. And I was like, she's like, I want to come on with him. And I was like, sorry, I have a strict rule, no exes on my No exes.
No, it's hard, dude. It's hard to be put in that situation because you know they
people
come
were like, "Do it, bro. It's fucking cheese, man." I'm like,
because then you know they have an agenda.
I have to have a boundary. Bro. Like,
Well, it's funny you said that TikTok thing. I came across a TikTok page actually that was dedicated to going through like models on Instagram and going through the comments.
Looking for boyfriends? Shut the fuck up.
So they would go through like different profiles and they would click on it, see if they had a girlfriend, or they would go on their Instagram to see if they had a girlfriend.
And send them
screenshots of what they were commenting. And I was like, that's freaking wild that people are like actually taking the time out of their life to do shit like that. I mean, they shouldn't be commenting on the first place. Yeah. But you know, I mean, for you to do something else but
let his girl find out.
Yeah, that's their issue. You know, like that's not your relationship.
Why are you even getting involved in that? That's weird. Yeah. Nah, bro, I'm telling you. And then I tell my girl this, I was like, those are fucking dumb, bro. Like, you can't go to a club. There's mad people like fucking recording their experience or whatever. Like, you might come out in the background, like doing some fuck shit. Like, you gotta be careful, especially with social media is messy.
Yeah, and the girls aren't stupid, bro. Like, and then they'll be like, "Oh, what club were you at?" And let's say they're at like F6, you know, and they'll go to the F6 page and see all the tags, you know, or like the downtown story. Even San Diego, like, let me see the geo tag, see what kind of stories
Snapchat,
are. Dude,
I didn't know about that.
Snapchat was crazy.
Somebody told me about that. Like, if you zoom in on the map and wherever it looks like warm, like if you're looking at a thermal thing. That means there's a lot of people and you can like zoom in and like
you can see like people who like public, you can see like their stories.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
People were getting caught up. But yeah, no, social media in general is just if you use it for good for you, but if you're using it just to be toxic, then man, do something better with your life.
Okay,
yeah, you know what pisses me off more is that those pages have so many fucking followers, so now you know they're getting freaking like some sort of payout.
They're getting traction.
They're getting some sort of payout off of this. Like, man, part of me too wants to be like kind of toxic, like maybe I should start doing this shit.
Exposing people.
Bringing a whole nother name.
Exposing your start home. You know, start with your homies.
A whole other like segment to Vive Con Huevos is like scandalous section.
Exposing your man. Local SD guy. Well, you know about that Facebook group, right? Are we dating the same guy?
Oh, you know, I did see something about not the San Diego one. I saw like similar ones.
You should have your girl jump in there.
I should,
because only women can get in, and only like. They have to be like approved by
their whoever the creator is. Yeah,
I one time screenshotted because I saw something on Twitter.
Yeah,
I screenshotted what the girl posted and I put it on thing, and people were like, "Yo, you just got her kicked out. You just got her in trouble." And I was like, "She posted that shit. I don't know what the fuck."
Yeah, that's on her.
Like it got back to the group. They fucking gave her shit for it and kicked her out of the group.
That's wild.
Because that's like their rule. Like you're not supposed to share whatever's in the group and shit.
So what's their plan? Like, do they just?
Well, they catch people
like cheaters and they just show up together. It's like, who do you choose?
Well, it's like if you're dating two girls, one girl could be like, "Hey, I'm dating this guy. Like, anybody else in here?" And then they'll be like, "Oh, my homegirl went on a date with him," and then getting exposed. Yeah, it's messy.
Wild, man. It's that
don't matter for us, you know.
Nah, us loyal kings. Us loyal kings. That shit don't matter, bro. But yeah, no, the internet's a wild place, man.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it, man. I'm here for it.
What's been like on my mind lately was how big the Hawk 2 girl has been.
She blew up for like that. I mean, the video was funny, but
you know what? It was funny for the longest time, like I was saying it, you know, like randomly, I'm like Hawk 2 and spit on that thing.
Yeah.
But then now she's getting all this traction, or it's like, okay, like why is she an influencer now though?
Yeah,
what is she doing?
Like, her page is huge.
Yeah. Well, she's getting invited to all these events. I think she was just at the
Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, the Jake Paul fight.
She did a podcast with them. Like,
yeah, I was like, what? So why can't I get that famous? I can give a Hawk to it too, bro.
So I had a girl who works downtown.
Yeah.
Not a few episodes ago, and she was on here. Super cool chick. She was talking about, you know, whatever, random San Diego, being a young girl working in the industry or whatever. And then some guy sent me a video from Barstool. He's like, "Hey, wasn't this your guest?" And so I click on the video, and this is, you know, the street interviews. And the guy's like, what's the craziest thing you did that your ex didn't find out about? And then she's like, "I fucked him and his brother 4 minutes after."
Oh, shit.
And I was like, yo. What's crazy, on my podcast, she said she's never had a boyfriend.
Of course.
And so I was like, well, I don't care if you lie to me. Like, whatever.
That's on you, yeah.
So I sent her the video. She's like, "I can't see it." And I was like, "Oh, let me screen record it." She's like, "Right when you sent me and I couldn't see it," she's like, "I knew exactly what you were talking about." She's like, "I had to block them. That shit got like 10 million views." people in downtown were like, "Hey, you're the girl that fucks brothers and shit."
Oh,
she's like, I had to stay away from downtown for like a couple weeks.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
Damn.
She was like, right when you said it, she's like, I had to block them because they were fucking blowing my shit up.
Damn.
And I was gonna repost it and be like, nah, I ain't gonna do it like that. It's kind of fucked up. I did put those people I hate. I did put in the comments. She was just on my podcast though.
Check it out, episode. Link in bio.
She said she never had a man.
Well, my girl and I just recently got into Love Island.
Is that on Netflix?
It's on Peacock.
Oh, Peacock.
Yeah. Usually we stay away from reality TV. We were like, we don't have nothing else to watch right now. So we started watching it. But it was funny because you just reminded me of something that they had this challenge where it was kind of a guess who type of deal. And it was like, so before this challenge, everyone started getting to know each other, and people were like, "Oh no, I've only been in one serious relationship. I don't like to sleep around and shit like that." And next thing you know, the next game is them getting exposed, of like their body count, how many people they've ghosted, and like, dude, all this fucking drama.
So it's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah, so you guys are a bunch of fucking liars. Yeah.
It reminds me of a quote that I saw that says, "People forget that people in real life know them." Mm-hmm. So like what they put on social media or online or whatever, like people know you for real. Like, yeah. Like we laugh at you.
That's just your persona.
Yeah, like, oh, that bitch is lying.
He was out cheating last week. What the fuck? Oh, yo, king my ass.
I know you're like tied up, but would you ever do a show like that?
You know what's funny? When we were watching that show, I was thinking about it. I think younger me would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, younger me would. And younger me would. Now, I don't think so.
There's an age where you could be a complete fucking douchebag and you can still bounce back from it. You know, like, I was in my early 20s. Who gives a fuck?
Which is funny because some of them are like 27, 28.
Oh, no, they're pushing it.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? You should probably have like kids now, no? Like, I mean, I don't. Like I don't. I'm 30 something.
Like a good girlfriend.
Yeah, you should be pretty stable emotionally, right? Your dad really fucked you up. He left, huh?
Oh, he never came back. Oh, damn. Yeah, like there's like that window where like 21 to like 25, you could be a complete douche, piece of shit, scum.
I would do more of like a Jersey Shore type reality. Oh, whereas like going out vibes and like, you know, I feel like these like Love Island, it's like too dramatic for me.
Too tight,
yeah. Like at least they had like some outside experiences outside of the house, outside of the Jersey Shore.
I used to like Real World.
Really?
Yeah, or I'm sorry, you didn't say Real World, but it's
similar
to Real World.
Yeah, there was
where they put people in a house and like they give them a job. Yeah, and they're just like, yo, go
do your thing,
go live. Like I used to like that shit.
I like that versus like you're staying in this house for a few weeks and you're only gonna be with these certain amount of people
and they're all good looking, so it's like they're gonna fuck.
Yeah. There's gonna be drama.
Yeah.
Dude, so that type of reality show I would probably stay out of. I would do more like the Jersey Shore type shit.
I used to want to do like the MTV dating shows.
Like the 12 Corazones?
You know that shit's fake?
Yeah. You know what? For the longest time, I didn't know that those shows were fake.
Oh, for real?
For the longest time,
you
bro.
were like, yeah, they find love quick.
Was fucking gullible. Like, what is it? Caso Cerrado. And for the longest time, I was like, this shit is real. It has to be real.
This is law.
Next thing you know, bro, I think I was like 16, 17, like around there. Like I was a little bit older. Like I should have known better. Yeah. I see one of my friend's brothers on it that was like wants to be an actor. I don't know if he is now, but at the time he wanted to be an actor. And I was like, nah. And I messaged her and I was like, is this your brother? And she's like, yeah, I guess they contacted him. His manager or his management at the time needed people. And he's like, oh, we have this young actor, kind of fits what you're looking for. And I was like, oh, so this shit's fake. Yeah. And I swear to, for the longest time, I thought all that shit was real. I
had met this guy who was on Jerry Springer.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, they like, you send in, like you want to be part of it. Because after every show, they'd be like, if you're in a relationship, blah, 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 please send us, email us or send us a letter.
That, yeah. And I think I was just too young.
People would send it. Yeah. And so then they'd be like, all right, you're going to come on. You're going to be this guy's gay lover. And he was like, yeah, he's like, they don't pay you though. They just buy your flight and hotel and feed you, but they don't pay you. And I was like, I mean, for the experience to say you did it, fuck it.
My uncle was on, I forgot what judge it was. I wasn't Judge Judy. There was some other judge like a long time ago that was on TV.
The guy or girl?
I think it was
because he used to be the boxer. He was a judge in the boxing. And then there's like Mathis.
You know what? I honestly don't remember, but he was on TV, and I remember because this was like back in the day, like cable. Like I was young, man. Like we had like the one shared family TV and everything. And I remember I was flipping through the channels, and I was like, "Es mi tío." And I remember I ran to the living room and I called my parents, and I was like, "Hey, like I think my uncle's on TV." And my dad's like, "Nah." And we turned on the table and it was him. Oh, so the TV, I said table, but we turned on the TV and it was him. We're like, "Wait, no, I miss it." Fucking embarrassing.
It was one of the judge ones?
It was one of the judge ones.
So those were actually low-key real.
But I was going to say, but his was actually real because he had like this custody battle. And I was like, "Oh wow, like my uncle's really on TV. Like I wonder if you got a bag for that." I was like, "What you doing?"
That's funny, dude. I've met so many people. I had met a dude who was on it, and they kind of similar. So like you have a real case,
yeah.
And what it is like whoever wins gets the money.
Oh,
so but you can fake it.
Yeah.
Like they say, I'm gonna sue you, bro. We're gonna go for 5 racks, and it's like you have to beat me, bro, so you can get the 5 racks, and then we'll split it. And he said he went with some fucking girl, and she fucked it up, and the judge kind of like dismissed it, so none of them got paid. He's like, "You fucking dumbass, dude!" Like
we could have gotten paid.
Yeah, he's like, "We could have got fucking paid." But some of those are like real cases.
Yeah, no, his was
they'll
real.
tell him like, "Yeah, you could do it, but like on TV and shit."
Would you ever do it?
Yeah, I just gotta find somebody to say.
Someone who's like, "Hey, what's up later?"
Yeah,
cut this part out, bro, so they never find this.
Yeah, that I'd do it. I don't think I'd do any other like Jerry Springer or like talk show or something.
No, those always give me the cringe. I always wanted to do like Family Feud just to do it, but I feel like I would get anxiety on the show. Like I'd freeze. I'd have like a total brain fart.
Start saying like the random shit.
Yeah, and I won't even answer the question.
Like that guy is like, "Give me a name that starts with the H." Jose.
It's like, all right,
bro. They should do that for like podcasts, like this podcast versus that podcast.
Oh yeah,
Family Feud type shit.
Oh, that'd be pretty dope. We could probably set that up actually.
We should do that. Huh? This comedian I had on, bro, he did Hot Ones. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
That? He did his own. Like he ordered all the hot sauce.
Yeah.
And like he even did the graphics that look. I was like, yo, my man was really on the show. And he had like questions to read off, but he explained that he had his homies send him in questions.
Oh, okay.
And then he did the thing. I was like, that's smart.
Jesus, my other co-host, he's actually been wanting to do something like that. We just haven't been able to like get around and actually record it. But I was like, I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to do it with guests too. I was like, let's just like fuck around, like especially like repeat guests that we have. I was like, people already know your story now. Let's just do something. Like,
something random.
Yeah, just something random for the clicks.
The thing, I used to have a co-host, and so I remember finding it hard to like free ball a convo, because after a while it's like
it just starts becoming dull. Like,
so I was like,
you start saying the same thing just differently. Yeah,
we gotta find like trendy shit that's happening and talk about it. And I noticed that you guys do that shit too, right?
We did, yeah, we do. We're trying to stop now a little bit. Just going back to the whole like podcasting is just like very like overly saturated. So it's like the whole Trump ear thing.
Oh yeah.
Every other podcast is gonna talk about it, you know. So it's like I don't want to be that one more. It's like we're just saying it differently.
Yeah.
You know. So, but it's hard. It's hard because we have had those conversations where it's like, how do we make this interesting for the listener and unique in a way where they haven't heard this before?
Do you guys have conversations like, all right, what if one day like this makes decent money? Is it like 4-way split, or is it like, well, we really started it, so
no, it's all even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all even. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of relationships, like in like business relationships, take a spoil when it comes to like the money and you see it in other podcasts, like, oh, they split up because of
like indifferences between that. Yeah, no, I've always said it's like, you know, the brand started, I started the brand, but once we transitioned into the podcast, we wouldn't have gotten the traction that it's gotten without everybody collectively. So it's like unfair for me to be like, no, it's mine.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we all individually bring something unique to the table where it would be super unfair for me not to split it equally.
Yeah.
I think
that's
fair
of you.
Yeah, I think out of all of us, I mean, because we've talked about it, Raul would be the one to be like, nah, I don't want anything. I mean, he makes good money. So he's the one that like cares the least about it.
Yeah.
But I would still give him something if it came to that. Obviously, Paulina and I it goes to the same house, so it's not like we need to split it anyway. And then Jesus does the majority of the editing. So honestly, like I can't not give him his fair share because he does a lot anyway. I mean, editing is hard.
Yeah.
Now with all these AI tools, I mean, it's cut down a lot, but still, time out of his day to like edit, make sure everything is color corrected, it's right. He adds like different things into the podcast, or like if I tell him to take off a specific part, like he's fishing for that specific part, you know? Or something's got to get bleeped out, like he's looking for that timestamp or things like that. So it takes a lot of time out of his day, even though it's like a lot of things are a lot more automated now.
Yeah. Do you guys use AI?
Yeah.
Oh, for real? That's what's up. I don't.
For the most part, like the lining up, it really does help out a lot.
Okay.
Like Adobe Premiere has that AI plugin that really, I mean, I swear by it. It just makes your time go by so much more smoothly.
Doesn't it also like enhance the audio?
It does. Yeah. There's different plugins that you can like plug and play with. You can get really nerdy with it. Like super
we ain't got enough time though.
Yeah. But you can get really nerdy with it, and it does help out your podcast. Like at least with the editing part, I feel like it helps out significantly. Now, if you're a little bit more picky with like how it comes out, or like you like, for example, we have 2 cameras. So when you put it into the AI plugin, it'll automatically detect who's on which mic.
Like who's talking?
Yeah, so it'll automatically cut to that person. But let's say, for example, I cough, the AI is going to pick up that like sound wave, and it's going to pan to me even though I haven't said anything. Yeah. So like you'll notice in our podcast, sometimes I try not to like do anything or any sudden movement. Yeah. Or like when I'm trying to laugh, I'll like laugh like this, like
so
away from the podcast, so it doesn't cut to me. Because sometimes I'm laughing and the guest is saying something funny, and I was like, I don't want it to pan back to me. We can change it like in post edit, but it just takes up more time.
Yeah. And then that's the big thing, time, man. Time takes everything. Yeah. Are you gonna have I'm going back to your wedding, man. Are you gonna have like a, what is it called, like groomsmen and all that shit?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You have brothers?
No, just my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
So friends.
Yeah, more than likely. I think with Bao too, because Bao's the only child.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So all her bridesmaids is just gonna be all friends.
Do you ever notice it? That she's an only child?
She says that she notices it more in me than in her.
So you got like only child syndrome?
my sister and I are 7 years apart.
Older or younger?
She's older.
Oh shit.
So, you know, I always say it was like, yeah, I grew up with the sibling, but we were both pretty much single children.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like,
she enjoyed a good portion.
Yeah, so she was, 7 years until I came around. And then it took me a while to grow up. So by the time I was her age, when I came around, she was already in high school.
Yeah.
So it was like we were in 2 different stages the whole time.
That's me and my sister. She's 9 years older.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like I felt like I was the only child. So she always says like I have a hard time sharing, or I hate sharing, or like I have that like single kid syndrome, or the only kid syndrome. But she has it. She definitely has it? Yeah, she definitely has it.
In your household, do you notice, or do other people say that you get favoritism over your sister?
Oh yeah,
because like Hispanic.
Yeah,
for some reason
it's very stereotypical in my house.
Oh,
it's super stereotypical.
You're the baby.
I'm the baby. I can do it. I could have gotten away with murder.
Your sister, you better cook.
Oh yeah. There's this. I got in a fight in high school, and I started the fight. And I remember, so the cops got called because the guy
high school.
Yeah. So the guy that I punched, he was a dealer, so he was like slanging.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Never got caught, so allegedly. So the story was that, so the guy that was slanging, era un fresón, like super fresa from Tijuana.
What high school did you go to?
Mater.
Oh.
Yeah, so Marion.
Niño Popis.
Yeah, so it was Marion when I first started, then it transitioned to Mater Dei. So the
which
guy
is a Catholic public private school.
Private school. So the guy that I punched that morning, someone had told me, he's like, oh yeah, he's slanging, and I was like, no, he's like, him. So that kind of escalated because that happened in front of him. So I was talking shit
in front of him.
Yeah. And then
zero respect.
Yeah. So we got in a fight, and then I threw him under the bus. I was like, fuck it, well, he's slanging weed. So cops got called, whatever cops.
So you're a hero.
Yeah. So cops got called. I had to make a statement, and then it was funny. My parents got called into school, and the first thing my mom goes, she comes up to me, hugs me, and goes, "Te provocaron, verdad?"
Nothing right away defended you.
I was like, "Sí, mamá."
Fue él.
Sí. Me dijo niño feo.
Me dijo gordo.
So right away it was very stereotypical. Like I mean, I started going out to TJ when I was super young. My sister wasn't even allowed to go to TJ. It was funny. You know the little video of the little Indian kid like in the club? And yeah. So that was me when I was little because she couldn't go out to parties without me. Oh. So I'm going to high school parties at 9, 10 years old.
Damn, that's me and my sister too. Her friends used to get annoyed with me.
Yeah, really?
Because I'd be like, yeah, let's go. And they'd be like, it's $5. Shut the fuck up.
The cool thing was that a lot of my sister's friends had brothers and sisters my age.
Oh, okay.
So we would all just be hanging out in someone else's room watching movies while they were just partying. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. But so I mean, I started going out. My parents didn't even give a fuck. Well, they did, but they just didn't show it as much, maybe. So yeah, very stereotypical. It's like you could tell. And shout out my sister, I love you. But to this day, we still say it was like you love them more.
My mom lives with my sister now.
Yeah,
because she's older, she's retired, and I'll go over to visit them. And my mom like, you hungry? I'm like, I mean, I can eat some. Yeah. And she'll go immediately, Marta, make him something to eat. And my sister loses her mind. She's like, what the fuck? Like, you get up and make her. She's like, make your brother something. And I'm like, come on, man, make you something. So
it was funny you said that. My parents went to Hawaii not so long ago, and I took them to the airport that morning. So when I got to, and it was super early in the morning because I think it was maybe 5, 6 in the morning. So I went to their house, picked them up, put everything in the car, and my mom was all like, "Ay, mijo, ¿quieres algo de desayunar?" And my sister starts mimicking her. Hey, mijo, ¿quieres algo de desayunar? And I was like, bro, you're going to Hawaii, all expenses paid for. And she's just asking me if I want breakfast.
We're taking you to the airport.
Yeah, I was like, what? You're going to Hawaii, dude. I'm staying here.
My sister does the same.
Yeah.
I'll go over and she's like, ay, sí, go tu bebé. And everybody's like, oh, your fucking favorite Jonah and blah blah. I'm like, I don't see it. We got to play dumb. Like,
yeah,
nah, it's equal.
But low key, yeah.
My mom has a Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, when that's mine. Don't get no ideas. And she's like, fuck you. She lives with me. And I was like, hey, that's mine.
Do you guys fight a lot or
nah, bro. Me and my sister get along great.
Okay, that's good.
I think I can count that I can remember 2 times that I raised my voice at her. And it was just out of frustration, not much her. Like, she didn't piss me off. Like, just the situation bothered me, so I raised my voice. Other than that, nah, we don't fight.
I think pretty much the same. I think it's been situational.
Yeah.
Where it's just one thing has escalated towards another, the whole situation just in general. And I was like, you know what? And then later on, I regretted it.
But
I never said sorry, but I regretted it.
I think the last time we were in Mexico and I kind of lost it.
Yeah.
I texted her immediately. I was like, yo, my fault. It's not you. It's what we're dealing with. She's like, I know. But yeah, when I hear other people say they fight with their brother, I'm like, that's weird. I don't do that.
Why? Yeah.
You don't love each other? I've seen brothers where they expose themselves on Facebook or shit. I'm like, guys. And they're like, I'm never talking to them again. And I was like, I'm pretty firm on that's family, bro. At the end of the day, when you lose anything and everybody else, you'll still have family. They'll come back eventually and shit. And they're like, nah, never. And then I'll see them oh, I love my brother, I love my sister. And it's like, bro, it's always going to be like that.
It stresses me out when, our older family members, my uncles, they have beef and they won't talk to each other for, months and years. And it's like, dude, why? It's just get over it. Yeah, or something really stupid or something that they said, It's or something that someone happened and it kind of trickled down, the chisme trickled down. It's like, how are you talking shit? And then they won't talk to each other. And I was like, dude, just get over it.
You mean uncle, brothers and sisters?
Yeah, brothers and sisters. It's I don't understand how hard or why it's so hard to get over things. Or
hard to apologize.
Yeah, me, I think I've only apologized to my sister twice ever in my whole life. It's just kind of this unspoken rule where we just automatically forgive each other. We just kind of just, break bread and here's a cookie.
It
is what it is. Yeah. It's I gotta love you, bro.
I have to.
Yeah. It's I am programmed to love you unconditionally no matter what happens. And I see all these people with all this drama. And I was just get over it. You're 50-year-olds fighting over something stupid.
We're oh my God, you heard something crazy. Do you have family in here or do you have family back in El Salvador?
My family's actually scattered all over the place, bro.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So I have family in LA. I have some family in Canada. And then
Canada?
Yeah, super random.
That's random.
Yeah, and then some in El Salvador. We used to have some family members, like old like relatives in New York, but they passed away.
Oh.
And I think we had some in. Don't quote me on this. I think it's like Michigan.
Clip it.
Yeah. I don't know where the hell they're at. It's one of those family members that I don't talk to. I just know they're just like in some random part of the U.S. Yeah. Well, I don't talk to.
I don't got no family here. Only like all my family is either in Mexico, Guadalajara.
In Guadalajara, right? Do remember you saying that?
Other than that, like we are the only ones here.
Really?
But when I hear that they got beef, I don't get it because I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why y'all family? Why y'all bickering and like fist fighting? Like that's your fucking cousin. Like,
I'll never understand drama like that. Yeah.
But it's because we're not there. And I feel like maybe if we were, I told my sister, I was like, maybe if we were there, we'd probably be in the mix too. Like, fuck them. And
yeah. I can see that. Cause I mean, I try to stay away from the drama, but I have gotten like dragged in, kind of like guilty by association type deal. So why did I get into this?
Yeah. I've heard that shit. Yeah. I'm like, hey, yo, what the
What's funny, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna come across it eventually. So we had some like family. Oh, the story that I told you about the tia.
With the drinking.
Yeah, with the drinking. And we didn't.
Did they ever hear that?
No, but we didn't. We haven't talked to them in years. And then when that podcast came out, like we still weren't talking to them. They just, as of recently, reconnected with my parents, and I told my dad, I was like, hey, make sure you never bring up Vive Con Huevos because I clipped that. And they're gonna find it, and they're gonna see me talking shit, and I'm the one that stays away from the drama.
But you're over here taking shots.
But then again, I was like, if they find it, they find it. You know?
The internet, dude.
Yeah.
I just heard some guy listen to my podcast, and I was like, oh fuck, man, like, damn, that's awkward.
I have like uncles that like listen to the podcast, and I was like, you know how many times I've said that I'm not inviting you guys to the wedding, and you guys still listen? Like, I'm pretty sure they think that they're the ones getting invited.
Yeah, they're like suckers.
Yeah, it sucks for those uncles. I only have 2 uncles.
I don't know who that is, but it is not me. The only person I don't want hearing my shit is my mom, and she doesn't listen because she says I cuss too much.
It's funny.
She doesn't like me cussing, so she won't listen.
My mom recently started listening to the podcast.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but like,
you guys are pretty PG, like.
Yeah, for the most.
Don't really like sit there and
the only
like,
thing that gets scandalous. The only thing that gets scandalous is the comadreando, but that's not even our chisme. That's other people. Yeah, but my mom's so sweet, dude. She was listening to one of the early episodes. I think it was like episode like 3 or 4, where I was talking about the acai bowl place, and I was like, oh yeah, I made this video and I was dressed up in a banana suit, and my mom randomly texts me. She goes, "Yo tengo ese video," and I was like, the hell are you talking about? She goes, el video del plátano. And I was like, it didn't click in my head. I was like, what is this lady talking about? So I called her. She's like, es que estoy escuchando el podcast. And you were talking about the video of you in the banana suit. And I have that video. And I was like, dude, that was episode like 4. We're on episode 80. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? And she's like, it's because I went on Spotify and I just started clicking on random ones.
Do your parents speak English like well?
Broken. My dad more than my mom because of the business. So I think she just listens to listen, or she'll pick up on a few things like keywords, I guess, like every now and then. Cool, but she gives me the listen. So shout out my mom.
The only thing I did was go subscribe on my mom's phone. I was like, subscribe, but don't look at it. Right? That's what she's like. Pura grosería.
I'll be doing that in random places, bro. Like we went to Arizona, and I went on YouTube on the hotel to watch TV to watch my podcast. Give myself the view.
We went to Seattle in February for her birthday, and we were in the lobby waiting for the Uber. You know how they have the computers out in the lobby for like if you need to
like print something. Yeah.
On both of them, I was like YouTube, click. And then I minimized the screen so that nobody would see it.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is subscribe because it's in order to subscribe, you have
to log in.
Yeah, you have to log in. Yeah, but I do that shit.
Like
all
2
the
extra
time.
views, babe. She's like, you're so dumb. I was like, 2 extra views.
It's a view is a view, okay? It doesn't matter if it was me.
They're hard to come by. Right?
When I look at the algorithm and I see 2 more, I'm proud of myself, even though I know it was me.
People don't know though. Little fourth wall right there.
I kind of got the ick with somebody. They wanted to be on the podcast, and I was like, all right, bet. Like normally, I'm chill about whoever comes. You know, if we vibe, we vibe. If we don't, then
somebody that you know, wanted to come on.
Yeah. I don't know them like personally. They like encountered the podcast. They saw that we were from San Diego. You? Yeah, and they DM'd me. And sometimes it happens, but I'll check out their profile and I'll do my due diligence, right? And they had like 10K followers, right? And I was like, okay, pretty big platform. But then I like go on their actual views and they had like 5 views or like 20 likes. And I was like, it ain't adding up. The math ain't math in here. And then I was like, you definitely got like a bunch of like bot followers. And yeah, like you could, like I started going into the comments and it was like just very generic, like, oh, nice, interesting, very motivational. And it was like handles from like China and handles from like India. And I was like, just gave me the ick. And I was like, nah, I can't bring you on.
Did you tell him?
I ghosted him.
I'll see when I fit you in.
Oh yeah. I'm super down, and never messaged him ever again.
Like, I know that my podcast sometimes gets like the chisme vibe or whatever, and people think like, pues va a sacar el chisme.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they come with that intent only though. Yeah. Like I had this guy DM me. He's like, yo, I love your podcast. I hate when they say that because you never seen it, you know what I mean? Like
they just seen the most recent one.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I love it, man. I want to come on. And I was like, I want to expose the game for scamming me out. I was like, left in the request folder. Yeah. I was like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
You know what? It happens, but you have to be selfish with your own art, I guess you could say. Yeah. You know? Because at the end of the day, it's your platform, so you're the one that's gonna get the bad end of the stick at the end of the day. It's like, I
like to think of it like Joe. You listen to Joe Rogan?
Yeah, every now and then.
Where his thing is like, I only bring on people I want to talk to.
Yeah,
like I don't care about. I mean, I get why he don't care. Like he's like super rich and
well, he has the big platform,
and he has like the friends that are hilarious and shit. But he's like, but I only want to bring on people. I don't care if people don't like it. He's like, only people I want to talk to.
Yeah,
and I kind of took that approach, like facts. Like I don't want people being like, hey, yo, let me come out and promote my shit. I was like, bro.
Well,
boost your posts, like leave me alone, dude.
And buy your shit. Yeah. Well, I've had that conversation with Bao, Jesus, and Raul. Where it's like ultimately, the content that we put out should be consumable to us. Mm-hmm. If it's not, then we're doing something wrong and we're veering off a track. Because then it just becomes boring.
Yeah.
For lack of better words, it just becomes boring.
I don't mind if I bring them on, they have a business, cool, shout it out, like get you more clients. But I'm not a commercial.
Yeah, so I have had DMs like that before. Where it was like, hey, like I'm down to be on your podcast. I haven't even invited them. It was like,
set it up.
I have so much to say, and I'm just like, okay. Well, then make a reel. I don't know what to tell you. You
set your phone platform up and go live.
Yeah, and so it's like, I mean, I'm super down. Like, I don't want to come off as like egotistical or like mamon, but it's just like, if I don't want you on, I don't want you on, It's like, if you have something cool and we vibe, I'm super down.
Let it happen organically.
Yeah, let it happen organically. Don't force it on me. Yeah. Because then I'm just going to ghost you.
Now you know what girls go through in their DMs and shit. Like, what's up, mom? Let me take you out. And you're like,
But I don't mean that in like I said, like an egotistical way. It's just more of like, if it's not natural, then it's not going to be natural on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And that's the way I feel. That's the way I feel. Like then it's going to be more of an interview style podcast, and I'm not a big fan of those. Like I like, like I like asking questions, and sometimes I'm prepared. Obviously, like I do my due diligence, and I like see kind of like their background, how they started, and I'll have like a few questions prepped because you never know how they're going to be on camera. And just in case there's that dead space, you kind of have something to fill it with. But if I don't find you interesting, then like,
facts.
Then then I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry, And so it goes back to the whole thing. So it's like our content should be consumable to us. So if I don't find you interesting before bringing you on, then I feel like when I bring you onto the podcast, it's not going to be any different.
Do you have any like I'm a competitive person. Like always been. Like I played sports when I was young. And like when it comes to sports, it's like I don't have any friends. We're playing we'd be friends afterwards. Like in the middle of this game, you're like my op right now. Are you competitive where you see other people's podcasts and be like, that shit's whack, bro? I know my shit's better, bro.
You know what? It's funny because I think everybody thinks that way. Where it's
like we all think our own shit is better.
Yeah. But
we're being biased.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah.
But sometimes you're like, I know I got it over there.
In the beginning, I was like, I know for a fact our content is a lot funnier than this shit. Or I was like, why are people gravitating towards this? I was like, I was like, or I didn't understand how I would have certain. I think this is where it would bug me the most. Is I in my mindset, having people with a big platform come onto the podcast meant that I was going to get that same amount of clicks on the podcast, you know?
Yeah.
But that was very early on. So in the beginning,
it's a naive way of like, because if everybody feels like, oh, they got a big following, like it's going to translate over here. And it's like, no,
and it doesn't. Yeah. Actually, those are the ones that flop.
real shit.
Super weird. But those are the ones that flop. So yeah, in the beginning, that was kind of like my mindset. And I did have this like inner battle with like other platforms. But then after a while,
an invisible rivalry.
Yeah, it's like they have no idea what the hell's going on. They're just living their best life.
You're all like, fuck
I'm all
them.
fucking pissed. Yeah. But it was only for a short while, and then I started networking with a lot of people, and like it just became a lot more of a camaraderie. And you kind of figure out like people are actually pretty freaking cool, and they're dope. Yeah. It's just they're just working hard.
They're doing their own shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I think it switched from an internal rivalry to I gotta work as hard as them to be able to reach the same amount of people, basically. So yeah, for a while though, I was stuck in that mindset. I was like, I can do better. I know I'm better, and kind of that like inner rivalry. But then I had that switch later on where I was like, no, this could be a lot bigger if I focused
on your own
on
shit.
My own shit rather than what they're doing.
I have those moments just because I'm competitive. But my girl's good at grounding me.
Yeah.
You're like, babe, why you care about what they're doing? You're always like, yeah, you're right. Fuck. All right, thank you. Thank you for bringing me back to like, you know, that little balloon was getting away from me. And she's like, come back, you know, like, so your stuff is good. Like, stop doubting yourself. Because I have a lot of like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Where I doubt, like, my shit sucks, bro. I can't believe it. You know, like, and she's like, stop doing that. Like, she's very good at like grounding me, which is why, you know, I married her. But
yeah, but I also feel like sometimes that imposter syndrome can be beneficial.
Yeah, it has. Because it makes you want to work harder.
Yeah. So if it makes you productive, then yeah, super beneficial. Like I said, I kind of had that. I had to have that switch where I was like, no, put your energy instead of hating, put that energy into growing. You know, and networking and making yourself more likable to your audience. And newer people that are coming on too.
So how you were feeling about like other podcasts that you're like that internal battle or whatever, I had it happen where I was the one being hated on.
Really?
And then the guy actually told me, like, shout out to Carl, he knew a girl that I had on.
Yeah.
And his wife would listen because my compadre is friends with her. And so he'd be like, what the fuck you listening to? Like, it's just what the, you know, like hating. And then I met him. And then he was like, damn, bro, you cool, bro. Like,
yeah.
And he told me, he's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was hating on you in the beginning because he's like, you let shit fly. Like, you know, I feel like I can't do that because of my work or whatever. And he's like, but damn, bro, like I was hating on you for a little bit. And I was like, what I do, man?
You don't even know me.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't even know that you existed. Like, damn. He's like, yeah, my fault, man. You cool though. And I was like, all right, that's dope. Shout out to that. But I felt like, damn, man, am I doing that shit too? Like, am I hating on somebody's shit and for no reason?
Yeah, but I think that speaks. I mean, if you look at it another way, it kind of speaks volumes because now you're getting into somebody else's head.
Yeah.
With your great work, you know, you kind of have that imposter syndrome of like, fuck, my shit sucks, but now you're pissing somebody else off because your shit is actually really good, you know. So it's kind of like that reverse psychology, I guess, in a way.
I think we all got room to fucking.
We all got room to improve, you know. I don't look at anybody as competition. On the contrary, I embrace newer podcasts because you were there at one point too. You know, at one point you looked at everybody that's growing and all these bigger platforms, and you kind of like put them on a pedestal. But you're also like, I also want to reach that same audience or goals or whatever, you know. And it's hard in the beginning, you know. You do get that imposter syndrome. It's like, and you want to grow and you want to grow fast, and that kind of has to do a lot to do now with like social media where it's like that instant gratification.
It's the like we only see highlights.
Yeah.
We don't see the struggles and we're like, fuck, man, he's at 1,000 subscribers. Like we don't know that he fucking like.
But it's been years, you know. You was talking about your girl and her kind of grounding you and kind of reeling you back in. Paulina does that to me a lot because I kind of got
good women.
Yeah.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to our women, bro. Yeah, because
you rest of you dusty now, man. You dusty bitches now. You're single still? Damn, nah.
That's crazy. It's because you don't got a girl like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
you're not wife material.
But yeah, no, Paulina does reel me in every now and then because I'm like, damn, like I do sometimes still even now beat myself up every now and then. You know, I kind of go into that deep hole where it's like, fuck, I gotta get better. And Paulina's like, no, wait, look at where you were a year and a half ago to where you are now. And it's kind of like just they also went through that. You know, maybe they just started earlier on when there was less podcasts, so they have that traction. But at one point, they also had like only 200 views, 300 views, which is still a shit ton of people listening to your podcast.
You know who told me, who put it in perspective for me? This girl, she was a guest. She's like, "Yo, did you see you got 350? We got 350 views." And I was like, "Yeah, it's dope." She's like, 300. She's like, "Imagine you're in a room and 350 people are watching you."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a lot of people.
Even if it's less than that, you know, when we first started, I would beat myself up and I'd be like, damn, we only got 50 views. And then Paulina's like, could you speak in front of 50 people?
Yeah,
and I can barely speak in front of you.
Yeah, like put yourself in a room with 50 people and they're like just all focused on you. Then you're like, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we're used to seeing like all these other podcasts who get like 30,000 views and like uploaded 10 minutes. So you're like, what the fuck,
so
bro?
I think that's where my issue sometimes is, where like I do follow bigger podcasts.
Yeah.
And I look at, sometimes we upload the same day and I check the analytics and then like as I'm hopping onto YouTube, it's like uploaded 30 minutes ago, 20K views. And it's like, what? How?
I don't even know that many. What?
Yeah.
What's funny is that there's you guys are Tuesday, I'm Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there's this other girl who does Tuesday. So like I follow everybody. So I'm like, damn, all of us are on the same fucking day.
From San Diego?
Yeah.
Oh, flings and things?
Yeah.
The
they
girls. Tuesday too,
Yeah, the girls. I had them on. They're cool.
Yeah, Drea and Moni. Yeah.
You met them?
I haven't met them personally. I follow their podcast.
Oh, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, scandalous, man.
Yeah, well, one of them moved. She moved to Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've been wondering.
She's doing it on her own now.
Yeah, you know what? I did notice that the other day, but I didn't want to be nosy because we don't know each other. I didn't want to I didn't want to give her the Jonah text. Give me the tea.
Yo. Bro, shout out to JD. He was a guest. He has his own podcast too. He went on another podcast and was like, the guy's like, oh, give me some podcasts that you listen to in San Diego. And he's mentioned mine. Dope. He's like, he's kind of like the Adam 22 of San Diego. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? He's like, he's on no disrespect. I was like, Lord, I mean,
that's disrespectful.
Damn, all right,
I'm gonna talk shit now.
I hate that guy. Like,
who the fuck is this?
Damn, bro. But yeah, no, so they do Tuesday, I do Tuesday, you do Tuesday.
Yeah. So. Well, now I'm every other Tuesday, so.
Thanks for giving us
you guys a break, right? Giving you guys a break.
So get those views. Go ahead.
Well, funny enough though, but you get a lot more YouTube views than I do.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. But a lot of my audience is audio only.
Oh, okay.
I've noticed that.
That's just a thing. Like I only listen. I don't watch it.
I only listen. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably why. Because I'm new to the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Like people be like, oh, you guys like the only time I ever went on YouTube was like how to do this or whatever. And now I'm like oh shit, this dude's pretty cool. Let me watch videos.
Yeah. What I've noticed though too is like a lot of people in office jobs are a lot more of the view.
Yeah.
But
they tell me like, oh, I just play it. But
yeah.
I got my headphones in.
Like me, I when I'm working, I only do audio only because I don't have the time to like
watch it.
Yeah. And I feel like if I'm playing it on YouTube and it's just in my pocket, like it just defeats the purpose. Like just give them the audio listen. So that's kind of how I see it. Is like the people who are at the higher age range, then it kind of makes sense because I put myself in their shoes. It's like, well, I kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people are listening in traffic or on the way to work or on the way back. So it kind of makes sense, like the age gap. But no, yeah, YouTube for me, I mean, it's taking off more, but it's at a slower traction rate than when it was audio. We also started with audio only.
Yeah, me too.
So I think it's only been like 20 episodes that have been uploaded to YouTube. It hasn't been that many.
Yeah, it was audio. I was insecure. Fourth wall. I was like, I don't want to look.
Yeah, I was too for the longest time.
After they did the first one, I was like, well, I mean, that's it. Like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is now. Like, if I got one up, fuck it.
And to me, it's like if you comment anything, like let's say they comment on my weight or anything, at least they got a comment. It's like, thank you for boosting my algorithm.
You know what? Somebody told me, they were like, oh, my boyfriend was watching your podcast. I was like, cool. He says you fix your shirt a lot. I was like, yeah, it's a big boy thing. Yeah, it's a big boy thing.
I got the big boy stretch.
When we sit down, we do the shirt, or we got the pillow. You know, I was like,
I have the pillow on
one of the other. Like,
yeah, I have the pillow on my boat because you've been on my couch. I sink. And like the more comfortable I get, and the more like the longer the podcast is, I start like So I had to like have the pillow because like I'm just like down here sometimes, or like then my fat ass stomachs. You know, it's like it is what it is though. You know, and some people have it. I think it's so funny. I always throw this one out. Like I threw out a reel And I forgot, we were talking about like beauty standards or something, and someone commented, someone with that amount of BMI shouldn't be commenting on beauty standards. And I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. So I commented back and I was like, you should be careful because I ate the last person that commented on my weight. But these comments are fucking hilarious.
You get it? Like, I mean, the younger fat people are easily offended.
Yeah.
But like the older ones were like, bro, that's all you got?
Yeah, it's like, my grandma's called me worse.
Your best joke is that I'm fat? Try harder.
Sometimes my family sees me and they're like, ¿Has estado comiendo de más, verdad, Junior? I was like, yeah, I hear it on YouTube all the time. Thank you. It's like, your comments aren't gonna phase me, man.
What my mom's ruthless, bro. It's like she don't have a filter. One day I was wearing like black. I was like, me veo gordo. She's like, pues estás gordo, mijo. And I was like, love you too, mom.
Dude, my nieces, my youngest one, she's ruthless, bro. Love her to death, but she's ruthless. At the time, I think she was like 4-ish, around there, and we went to the pool. And then she goes, so she calls me Ata. Well, they both call me Ata. They've never called me uncle. And she goes, haha, Ata has chichis. I was like, I'm gonna drown you, bro.
Fucking kids, bro.
Yeah. There's like, you want to know if you look good or if you look fat or like how you look, ask a kid.
We went to Mazatlan and we were going to the pool. And I got out of the pool, right? Like, it's that uncomfortable moment. You're like, get out the pool real quick. And the kid was like, oh, yeah. I was like, fuck you. Where's dad at? Fat shaming.
Yeah. I hate coming out of the pool as a fat guy. It's like the most uncomfortable. You feel like everyone's looking at you.
Lose weight, fat ass. Oh shit! Don't fat shame us. Yeah. I hate when fat people say plus size, bro.
Yeah,
it's fucking. You're fat.
Say it is what it is.
But as a plus size, shut the fuck up.
We did this to ourselves.
We own mirrors. Yeah. Plus size, get the. Oh man, I hate that shit, bro.
I forgot where. Oh, for my boy's wedding. I was trying to think of the time, but I got fat shamed by somebody I didn't know. For my boy's wedding, we went to go rent some suits over here by the 5 off of Main. And we're all like, I was the biggest one in the court. So we're all trying on like the ones that were getting fitted. And then she goes, ay, mijo, pues si rebajas 5 libras, este te va a quedar bien. And I was like, I don't even know you. We just met 10 minutes ago.
Bitch.
I'm going to get my suit somewhere else.
They know what they're doing too, bro. I fucking, my boys like to buy it. Well, one of my boys is like very like name brand, like luxury brand shit. We went to, he's like, hey, I want to go to Burberry. And I was like, I ain't shit there for me, bro. Yeah. Like, and the girl's like, would you like to try on a shirt? I was like, bitch, stop.
You know what?
Show me the wallet. Yeah. show me the accessories. She's like, no, we have big size. I was like,
no, you don't.
Like your 3X is like a fucking a 1.
Bro, I hated that. There's one store in particular.
Only fat people know what's going on.
Yeah. I think it was Express. I don't remember, man. It was
for skinny people, bro.
Yeah, I remember, and I wasn't even this big back then, bro. Like I was a true XL back then.
Oh, nice and slim.
Yeah, I was a little bit slimmer, and I went in and the XL, bro, like fit me like super tight. Like the buttons were like, you know that Spider-Man meme, like that's how I felt, bro.
They were hanging on to your life.
And I put on the 2XL, and I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm a 2XL. But that's when I would fat shame myself back then. I wish I was that fat now. I wish I was high school fat. Yeah. But some of these stores, it's like, get your sizing right, man. What the hell?
It's like a European sizing, like slim,
slim the slim fit,
yeah. Fuck them, fat shaming.
Whenever we had to go out to Tijuana, like back then when you still had to dress up really nice to go into clubs, I remember I would like look for shirts, and as soon as it said like slim fit, I was like, nah, that shit ain't fitting me. It was like, even if it was like true to size, that shit ain't fitting me.
You know what stores just stay away from?
Yeah.
And what is it? Like Abercrombie or what is it?
Yeah, Abercrombie,
you're like,
Hollister.
Nah, shit
those,
from me.
Yeah, I was more of.
They gotta do it in a 6-pack outside. What are you talking about?
Y'all slinging dick out here.
That shit ain't shit for me.
Yeah, the only one that was ever true to size was American Eagle.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That one was always like, that shit always fit me crisp.
So were you like a fresa in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was even after high school for
like
a bit.
American Eagle, that's pretty fresa,
I was like, I ain't gonna say that way. I was the typical, but yeah, I did. I had a yellow Nextel, bro. I had a yellow Ferrari next though. I still have it to this day.
With your Ferrari.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't do is I never went full buchon. I never put the Bucanas thing on it. I thought that was ghetto.
You don't like Bucanas?
I like Bucanas, but I just felt like the labeling. Because I don't know if you ever saw when people would put the thing on the.
I would put the sticker on the back of my phone.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't even fuck with Bucanas. I was just at a party.
Yeah.
And it peeled off easily. Yeah. Like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, but people would take off that little red metal thing.
The wax thing or whatever.
Yeah, the wax thing and put it on. I was like, nah, that's a whole other level. That's like crossing that's like territory. Yeah. So I was like, never mind. But yeah, no, I was the button up chaleco type dude. Every now and then I'll still dabble, you know, but
just for like old times sake.
Yeah.
Did you meet your girl in school?
No. We met, so she lived in Colorado.
Is she from there?
No.
Oh,
so she moved to Colorado when she was younger, I think in like middle school. And then she came back and then did high school here. I'm giving you all the tea. You didn't even ask for that shit.
What's your blood type?
Oh, negative. And then she went to San Fran. She started up in San Fran. And then when she went in San Fran, I reconnected with Jesus, my co-host. And that happened to be her same friend group. So when she graduated from San Fran and she came back to San Diego, I was already like integrated with the group. And then that's how we met. Just they're like mutual friends. But I kind of like stumbled into her friend group.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Did you like because you guys have been together for, you said 5 years?
Yeah.
Did you do like the slide DM like?
Funny enough, yeah. So
like all her pictures so she could notice.
So she knows that so she knows that I like her. Yeah. Like everything. No. So the day
before you, my bad, bro. Yeah. Because this is interesting because like I met my girl 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We're like. Yeah, Instagram was thing, but it was like I met her like at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is interesting. Like, so how'd you like slide in the DM?
So it was funny that the day that we met, her best friend, we used to have like banda nights at her best friend's house.
Okay.
Or it wasn't live banda. It was like someone with a really nice banda playlist. We would just have the aux and we would just drink and chill.
Dope ass aux.
Yes. So it just so happened that night we were having a banda night and we were drinking. It was also her like welcome back party.
Oh, okay.
So I was on the aux and she complimented the banda playlist. She's like, oh, it's a sick ass playlist. And I was like, it's mine.
She's like, he's not even Mexican.
I'm not even Mexican and I have a sick ass banda playlist. That's how cool I am.
Elite.
Yeah. And then we just kind of started mingling and talking. Se me hizo bonita. And hell yeah, I added her on all the socials, bro.
All of them.
Twitter, Facebook, everything. She
not
knew.
Stalk her at all.
Liking everything as I'm with her, bro. So she knows.
So Paulina, right? Like.
Yeah. And then, so we started talking that night. And I think like 2 weeks later, they were supposed to have a girls' night at Toros, the baseball team in Tijuana.
Oh, yeah.
And all the girls, because me and my best friend Raul, we had season tickets. And the girls were going to take our tickets, go to TJ, have a girls' night. But some of the girls flaked. So obviously I still wanted to go because I loved going to the games. So we went and it was Raul, my compadre, his wife, Meli, her best friend, Paulina, and I. And well, ellos ya tenían como que plan con maña, like let's set them up because they already been talking for a little bit. So they sat us together, and then she actually slid into my DMs that night. So I had posted a picture of my cup, and I don't know, for people who don't know, or have you ever gone to the games in Tijuana?
No, I've never been.
Okay, so you stack your cups of all the beers that you're drinking.
Oh, okay.
So I had taken everybody's cups so I can look like I've drank a shit ton.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it and I had like the background of the field and then the cups. And she like messaged me. She goes, quit being a bitch and just drink your beer or some shit. They actually have the screenshot. I'll send it to you. And after that, we just started talking and like things kind of just hit off after that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's a cool little love story.
Yeah, so baseball's where it's at, guys.
Take
her to
the Toros game, yeah.
Take her to go get drunk. Clearly, the club and getting drunk at the baseball game.
I met my girl like on some random through a mutual. He's like, "Oh, my boys got a table. You guys want to like go and join them?" And I was very like, I'm anti bottle rats.
Yeah.
So when they brought it, I was like, like, and she's like, nice to meet you. I was like, yeah, all right.
You just want the bottle.
You ain't the first bottle rat my boys brought over. Like, you're just another one, you know? But then, you know, she just caught my attention, yeah. It's cool when you meet them like that, like on some random.
Yeah, you know, and at the time, like neither of us were really looking. I always tell this story was like Paulina, at the time when she was in San Fran, she had like an internship, a normal job, and then plus she was going to school full time, so she had a busy life. So when she graduated and came back to San Diego, como que se quería desquitar, and she was like, her thing was, I'm here to fuck shit up. Like, not in a whole way, like, just like, you know, just drink, party, have a good time, travel. So she's you just came and interrupted my my whole freedom. My freedom. And I was like, I didn't do shit. You slid into my DMs.
You're all like, you stopped being a hoe?
I just added you to everything.
She's like, we stopped. Listen, my bad.
Yeah. And so she wasn't really looking, like I wasn't really looking. And then plus I already knew that she was coming down, or she had just moved back. And the first day that we met, she was like, oh yeah, I'm here to like just like party and like hang out and like do everything that I was deprived of when I was in San Fran. So I was like, well, who am I to keep you from all of that? Like, do your thing, you know, like that's cool.
Have fun.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, we're fucking dating.
How long y'all take to move in?
I think like almost 2 years.
That's all right.
Yeah. Like 2 years.
Yeah. Have you lived with somebody before that?
No.
Did you ever have like roommates? Is it family her? Like you lived with your family?
Oh yeah, family her.
She was the next person.
Yeah. No, I lived at home. I was fine. My mom made me breakfast, did my laundry. I was fine. I was chilling.
You're like, you got big shoes to fill.
Yeah. It's like, she don't just make cereal in the morning, babe.
You know how to make breakfast, lunch, dinner.
No, I was chilling at home. Not in a bad way. It was just like I didn't have plans of moving out.
I used to knock it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what the fuck? You still live? Yeah. Now, like, that I'm older, I'm like, bro, stay there,
I
man.
miss my mom. I miss not paying rent.
Yeah, like, not paying rent. That's sweet.
Yeah. Jesus still lives at home. And I was like, dude,
don't leave. Yeah,
don't leave. No, so, you know, I was at home with my parents. And then funny enough, we moved out during COVID. So we went to go see some apartments. And we didn't tell anybody. We didn't tell my parents. She didn't tell her mom. We just went. And then we applied. We got approved. And then our move-in date was a month and a half after that day that we went to go see the apartments. We didn't tell anybody until like a week before we were supposed to move out. Like, hey, we were actually moving out. We got an apartment. It's already said and done.
How'd your family take it?
You know what?
Because like Hispanic families take it kind of differently than, I don't know, like other cultures or whatever.
Surprisingly, my mom took it well.
Oh, for real?
Surprisingly. The one that like was shocked was my dad.
Oh, amigo.
Yeah, he was the one to be like, no, ¿por qué? Well, I think it was more on like the why waste money vibes.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, no, si se quieren mover, si quédense aquí en la casa, se pueden quedar en este cuarto. Like, my dad was like literally about to give us the master bedroom and be like, we'll move downstairs, we'll give you guys privacy. And I was like, no, that's weird.
Yeah, like, what?
The hell? Nah. So my dad was the one that was like, kind of took it like too hard at first. I remember when we moved out, that day he let me borrow the work van. He's like, you can use it. He's like, oh, we'll come over after. We're gonna get some pizza like with everybody that helped us move. And he was super salty. He's like, no, yo no quiero ir a ver tu casa.
My mom did that to me the first time I moved out.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you move out super young?
Nah, I was like 20, 21 or 22. Okay. I went to live up north in San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
Like the day that the U-Haul showed up, she grabbed their purse and left.
Damn, like that.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, all right. But it was like I had to go and come back. I still had some shit to finish. And so she knew that I was coming back.
Yeah.
I think she would have like not done that. No, if I was not like returning like 2 days later.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, she took it.
The only thing that my mom told Paulina was, te llevas a mi tesoro or some shit.
Have you seen that video of that lady saying that to the bride?
Oh, yeah. So she said, Paulina has sent me that. And then she's like, tu mamá cuando nos salimos de la casa.
Fucking Hispanic moms are dramatic.
Tesoro, yeah. But yeah, no, my dad was the one that was a little salty at first.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then now they're like, whatever.
Now they're like,
now when I go to their house, they're like, don't you got a house that you got to go to?
Like,
it's like, get the fuck
what
away.
Are you doing here?
Yeah. Like, go make your own food, bro.
I was going to walk around naked now.
It's like, I got to put pants on.
I mean, stay away. Oh, it's crazy because your family don't. Salvadorian Spanish is a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So just some of the words, I imagine, like for the most part, Spanish is Spanish.
Yeah, it's a lot more like slang. The slang that's different. So like pisto. In El Salvador, pisto is money. It's slang for money.
Oh, yeah. Or plata.
Yeah, or like chucho. Or like dog and stuff like that. Or cipote is kids.
What?
Cipote? Yeah, it's like...
¿Es cipote?
Cipote.
Cipote.
Yeah, is kids. Or a kid. Cipota is the girl version. So like it's like different. Yeah, so it's like different words. Like obviously, all those words are like slang for different things. Or just sayings, just in general. You know, it's like échale llave al carro. Which you wouldn't really say that. You know, échale llave is like...
Go turn it on?
Yeah, no, el candado. Like make sure the door has a lock or is locked.
All right.
Yeah. At least like in the pueblito that my parents are from, you know?
No.
So it's like it's a lot different. It's funny, like growing up, like obviously my Spanish now is a lot more Mexican, Tijuana Spanish, because I grew up going to TJ and like all my friends were Mexican, so I kind of just adapted to that. And there wasn't a lot of Salvadorians here. It was like literally just my parents.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
No, so it was like I kind of had to like mold myself, I guess. But yeah, no, the Spanish is completely different. Well, not super different, but like there's some
just
terms
some of the
that
words,
are different. Yeah.
That's what's up. I always make fun of Salvadorians and shit.
Yeah, most people do. Like most people, I make fun of Salvadorians.
Yeah, I have a friend. I think she's what's the other one? Guatemala.
It's Guatemala, Honduras.
She's Guatemalan and I think Salvadorian.
Yeah.
And whenever Mexico plays them, I'm like, oh, it's just a practice game. It's not.
Mexico's playing all of Central America.
Yeah, it's like it's Mexico against these like I don't know like towns nearby. I don't know like.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about the Mundial, and I was talking shit about Mexico, and then one of my friends turns around and goes, "Did your country even make it?" I was like, "Fuck."
I said that to my friend. I was like, "Y'all even got 11 people to play?"
Is Bukele playing or what? Bukele got all the inmates playing. That's part of their contract.
Does it? I know it probably don't bother you because you grew up with like a lot of Mexicans, but does your family feel some type of way? Like, fucking Mexicans.
You know what?
Not even on some racist. Like,
no, I think that the rivalry just always exists, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, like even like I don't take it personally. They don't really take it personally because they're compadres. Well, my parents' compadre is from Sinaloa.
Oh, okay.
And then their comadre is from El Salvador. So I think we've always like coexisted with Mexicans that like, I think they just take it as jokes.
Oh, okay.
I think in the beginning when they first moved here, they probably took it too hard. But I think now as like time has like gone and like they've associated themselves with a lot more people, now it's just all jokes really.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, yeah, you could kind of tell. I remember being young and you could kind of like see a little bit. Like it kind of stung.
Like,
yeah,
we're not all Mexican.
Yeah, or when I was younger, this is where I had a lot of trouble. Was I would come home with a lot of like Tijuana slang or Mexican slang, and I would like talk to my parents, and my dad would be like, "Yo no sé qué es eso, así no se dice," or like shit like that. I was like, "Eso es mexicano, eso no es salvadoreño," and I was like, "Fuck, like, man, you know what I'm talking about?"
You're
bro.
a fucking traitor to your own people.
Yeah. Or I'll just get pissed. I was like, "Dude, you know what I'm talking about? Just go with it." It's like, why do I gotta explain myself?
The fucking pride.
He's like, I didn't choose to live in San Diego. You chose that.
You could have gone. I don't know. Where do they?
Yeah, you could have gone to LA. There's a lot of Salvies right? out there. Yeah,
a lot
There's
of
a bunch of Salvies out there.
Yeah, a lot of them. Most of the countries over there.
No, honestly, yeah. There's a huge Salvadorian populations out there. I didn't realize that until like maybe like a few years ago. I actually like paid attention to it, and I was like, oh shit, there is a lot of them out here. Like you'll see a lot more pupuserias than like taco shops in some places.
I still have never had one.
They're actually pretty dope. The one off of University is probably the one that I like the best.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I don't, there's a store here. It's called El Super.
Mm-hmm.
They sell them.
Yeah.
The little deli.
The Costco ones actually aren't that bad.
For real?
Yeah. I might get some hate for that, but the Costco pupusas aren't that bad. Yeah.
That's like Taco Bell.
The Mexican white chicken, the Salvadorian white chicken.
Yeah.
I think the Costco ones aren't that bad. Obviously, nothing's gonna compare to the motherland, but
so that's like their main. What they're like the main the food.
It's like their typical.
It's like their taco. Like what they're known for. Yeah. But there's not like a commercial chain for them. So like, if somebody's like, you're eating Costco pupusas, like that's like when I hear Mexicans like, I love Taco Bell. It's like, why the fuck are you eating that Taco Bell? Like, you could throw a rock in any direction and hit a taco shop.
Well, it's like Tex-Mex. Like as soon as like the cabbage and like the tomato and all that like gets thrown into
all that weird shit.
Yeah, and it's like that's not a taco.
Shout out to Carla. She was on here like, oh, Tex-Mex. I was like,
I was hating on her for that. No, I can't. Like, I'm sorry for all the Tex-Mex people, but I just can't with Tex-Mex.
No. Stop.
Or like the sweet beans. Like I can't do that.
No. I like my refried.
Yeah.
Greasy.
Yeah. I want to have a heart attack. You know?
I want a good pedo after.
Yeah. Or like frijoles puercos. Man, I fucking love frijoles puercos, but I gotta have the next day off because that shit fucks with my stomach.
Fucks your stomach up?
Yeah.
Your sensitive papusa stomach.
Yeah, my sensitive, non-eating, non-grease eating. Which is funny because over there they're super greasy.
And have you been?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to go a lot. I think before we would go like at least once a year.
Oh, okay.
But then things started getting really bad before Bukele. And
is that the president?
The president, yeah. Okay. And things were like, I mean, it got to the point where like we had to be, at least where my grandma lives, where we would stay, you had to be indoors by like the latest 8 p.m. Like closed up, like indoors, and make sure you don't fucking go outside.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then I got a tattoo and I kind of ruined that for myself because it got to the point in El Salvador where if you stepped foot in the airport and you had visible tattoos, they would take you to secondary to see if you had any like MS-13 markings.
Oh shit! Like, like straight to jail.
Yeah,
straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how it was.
You have what tattoo? Do you like? Is it a visible one?
Yeah. So I mean,
that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it says "I love you." You know, it's in my mom's handwriting.
But like gangbanger.
Yeah. ¿Quién quieres? MS-13. Yeah. So it was just more of like, por si estás marcado, it was just a bad stigma.
Oh,
so
shit.
if estabas marcado, you were automatically associated to like gang life or something like that.
Damn, imagine if they did that shit here.
Everybody has tattoos. You got the girls with the freaking little dog right here.
Like,
it's up.
Jail.
Gang member automatically.
Whore, prostitute. Like, yeah, this is my puppy. He died.
Yeah, I do miss it because I don't think I've gone back in like the past 6 years.
But you've gone to Mexico.
Yeah.
Betrayer of your own country.
Betrayed, yeah. Well, you said things were that bad back there. Yeah. And then now their president like kind of cleaned things up. My parents just went.
They said it was better?
So it's my parents, obviously they grew up over there and they came late 70s, early 80s. They came to the States. So they like survived the Civil War over there, basically, pretty much, because there was a Civil War when they came over. My parents just went like maybe like about a year ago. And they're like, we went back and it's the safest we have ever felt. And I was like, oh, that's crazy for you to say that. It was like, you grew up there.
I feel safer in Mexico City than I do in TJ.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to talk a lot of shit, but it's just like están peleando plaza.
Yeah, and so right now it got even hotter.
Yeah, so it's like that's where it gets a little complicated.
Yeah. My cousins, I was like, man, I feel safe here. And TJ, I was like, I'm like one turn away from like having to give a I'm una mordida and shit. Yeah. Which
before it was easier, but now that you have like the cops that are trying to be a lot more cleaner.
Fuck, killing it for the rest of us.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm now you're trying to pay me?
Yeah, like I'm used to sub lifestyle, man. Like,
yeah, I'm used to the luxury of paying you off. What the fuck?
What are we doing here? Like,
yeah, so I could see that though. I could see that. So we went to Oaxaca to do the scouting for the wedding, and we were out and about. It was like 2 a.m, and like me and Paulina just felt safe. Like we were walking the city, like nothing was. I mean, obviously we were in the city. It's hot as
fuck down there, though, right?
It was pretty fucking humid.
Yeah,
it was humid as hell. But we felt safe. Like I was fine. We were walking to our boutique hotel, and like I didn't feel like I had to have like a eyes behind our back or like watching over my shoulder consistently. Yeah. If we were here in Tijuana and we were in El Centro, no way in hell I'd be walking around with my girl. You know,
you on your own, girl.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can run fast.
Yeah. Knees high, babe.
Te voy a una cobila.
I'll see you at the hotel.
Yeah.
That's funny, bro.
But I definitely see that. Pero están peleando plaza and it just ruins it, you know? It's like,
be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe. Be safe.
That's all I can say before I get murdered.
On that note. Now, I do appreciate you coming through. I ain't going to keep you too long, bro.
No. Honestly, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Should let them know your page so they can follow you, listen to their super funny podcast. I was on there. It was like 5
I'll send you the link. I forgot when it was, but it was
like 8 months ago.
It was towards December. Yeah,
that was a while ago. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Not to like boop, boop, but I'm one of the top reviewed episodes.
Honestly, I get a lot of good even till now. So we get like obviously when people come over, we get like people who follow them, right? So a lot of people start from like episode 1 and they'll start listening through all of them, and yours is actually, we get a lot of good feedback from yours. But yeah, so
somebody had sent me a TikTok somebody was like, "Hey, you're going viral on TikTok," and I was like, "I haven't posted shit on TikTok. What are you talking about?" She's like, "Oh, let me see if I can find it." She's like, "Were you on the podcast?" And I was like, "Oh shit, the Vive Con Huevos. Let me go look." And like one of the videos got a little pop on it.
I forgot which one it was.
I think it was a chisme one.
Was it the all guys like chisme?
Yeah.
It might have been
one of those. Yeah. But it was like one of them got a little motion.
Yeah, some traction. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's what's up. Could have been mine. Whatever.
Didn't repost me.
Didn't tag me. Fuck.
That's what it was. I didn't tag him.
I suck at posting on TikTok though.
You know what? Like I know we're about to end things, but like just on a little rant. Like that's the only thing I hate about TikTok is like the algorithm. I could never understand.
No.
Could never understand it. I post obviously because it helps, but I don't think I think I'm on TikTok jail. For some reason, because I won't get past some will go viral, some will go like past 1,000 views, but the majority won't go past like 300, 400 views.
Yeah, same.
It's like I
forget to post too.
I'm in a habit now where I post everywhere, so like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, all on the same day. So when I post on one, I post on all of them.
Oh, that's good practice.
But I hate doing it on everything else that isn't Instagram.
Yeah,
because Instagram is where my niche is. Everything else is just more for the views.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Vive Con Huevos on Instagram. Dropping merch soon.
You're dropping merch soon within this next month or so. So it'll be up.
Shout out.
It'll be up now that we need more content to post. Yeah.
No, appreciate you. Thank you for coming through again, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you for inviting me. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Next time we'll have the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Let me get some more mics in here and shit.
Yeah, I can bring mine too.
There you go. All right, bro. Yeah, Till next time.
See you guys.
Peace.
Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we ain't friend. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Get into that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on. Been in the field playing, we